Like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show. Weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead and hit that like button, because you already know what time it is, and you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've even seen people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, we are back for another incredible episode. Got more interesting stuff. If you don't know, there's a couple links in the description, y'all. You always want to check to see if there's something in the description. And we finna do a fire show. And we're going to talk about a very serious thing that, people don't take seriously, but I'm going to help folks get to the point where they start to take it seriously. It's going to be a little bit of work, but I'm going to help people get to the point. They're going to start to take this seriously. Okay. And today we are going to talk about the fact, and I understand it's going to be controversial to some folks. I think my audience going to understand a little bit better, but we're going to talk about how Black women hate their children. Okay, see, that's what today's show is. Black women hate their children. Let's talk about it. Okay, and we're gonna get into this, and we're gonna get into it good and heavy. All right, it is what it is. I know people may get upset, but we're gonna do what need to be done, and it's that simple at the end of the day. Now, before we go too far into this, let me say shout out to all the people who come through and give me views on a regular basis, because I appreciate each and every one of y'all. The folks that make up the fam around here. Shout out to the people who leave comments out the streams, because you're also helping to grow that algorithm where they can put me a little bit more in there. And y'all should know, the algorithm feels some type of way about my channel. Y'all, y'all should have peeped that already. But it's cool. We're going to keep pushing. All right. Shout out to the people who hype me up every chance they get. Honestly, it's a little, you should take it as a responsibility to hype me up at least once a week. I know you only get so many. I don't know what you get, but do it at least once a week. I'm saying, but you do it every chance you get. And shout out to the people who hit that like button. One of the main sources to keep things pushing. So y'all keep on hitting that like button and understand none of these things are done at a bad time. Whenever you do it is a good time to do it. Okay. And that's just keeping it real. And I want to say shout out to the people who go above and beyond the call of duty. Okay. And, they put something on the pot over here at the Roger Report Live. And I'm going to say shout out to the one, the only, y'all, Bronk. Bronk is the sponsor of today's stream. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you, my brother. He dropped $25.57. Shout out to Bronk for dropping that. And shout out to you for that Trail Bentley tax of that 57 cents. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. And now Bronk is the sponsor of today's stream. It's always nice that when you're getting ready to start a show, you see something already in the pot. Appreciate that. Now that's a brother who love the community. That's what I'm gonna say. That's a brother who love the community. He dropped it before I even get started. So shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you big time. Appreciate you big time. Again, he is the sponsor of today's stream. And let me give a couple shots to some of the first people to check in this morning. It's always great that when you start your show, you got a few people checking in, but y'all know how it goes. There can only be one. And if you don't know what's going on, y'all, I got to give this man his props because he is on it this morning. Bronk is the sponsor of today's stream, and he's also the Highlander of today's stream. Shout out to you again, my brother. Shout out to you again. Now that's represent. Okay, that's represent. Y'all say what you want, but that's how you represent. Okay. And Bronk, letting it be known. There can only be one. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. We got Inspired Truth Broadcast coming in right behind you. Great to see you. Great to see you. Afro Merchant is also in the building. Good to have you. Good to have you. We got someone named Poor Hackers. Hey, glad to see you here, brother. Glad to see you here. But I got to tell you, don't use all caps, brother. Don't use all caps. That can create some type of problem. So, appreciate you being here, but don't use all caps, my brother. Don't use all caps. Shout out to Muggles RA. Glad to have you in the building. Glad to have you. We got Aja Bay in the house. Good to see you. Okay. AH Media Global AH Med Global is in the building. Good to see you. Good to see you. Music Man 1982 is in the house. Great to have you. Patrick Saint is in the building as well. We got Carl Thomas in the house. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. We got No Placeholder in the building as well. Good to have you, brother. Good to have you. Frank Willis is here. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. And we gonna get it in, y'all. We gonna get it in now. Okay. I put some interesting links. All right. And I want y'all to be able to see. Okay. My bad is Ahmed Global. Y'all shout out to Ahmed Global. Look like it's Ahmed Global. Muggles already put in a correction. It's Ahmed Global. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. I want to get it right. Definitely want to get it right. And since I said that, I guess, well, okay, we good to go. Shout out to Ahmed Global. Glad to have you, brother. Glad to have you. No place sold. I just see what you said. Boy, you ain't no good sometimes. Okay, but getting into it, folks, I'm using an interesting angle so people can see stuff that they don't see so well on their own. Okay, I put some very interesting links in there. And I want y'all to look at these links and start to see the expression of hatred that Black women have toward their children. Okay, because there's expressions of hatred in there that a lot of folks wouldn't pick up because they just don't think about it. Now, this clip where we have a young woman talking to her man. Okay, now again, y'all keep in mind we don't know if these be real or fake. But there's a lesson there somewhere, And a lot of stuff I do think people be faking. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think a lot of stuff people be faking. And I do understand sometimes you just have somebody who comes in and they redoing stuff and then they mess with the footage a little bit. But sometimes it's just be plain fake stuff. Now, the thing is, this is an interesting conversation to catch on camera. It's a very interesting conversation to catch on camera. So I believe a lot of folks be faking it. I'm not saying this particular couple faked it. I'm not accusing. But the thing is, the information is real. Okay, in a lot of cases. Okay, a lot of time the information is real. Shout out to Hero for Hire. He said, Raj, so you choose violence today. I'm gonna say, brother. If this is violence, let me choose it every day. Okay. If this is what we gonna consider violence, let me choose it every day. Okay. That's what I'm gonna say to that. That's what I'm gonna say to that. You know, now, like I said, y'all, even though I do believe this is faked, okay, I do believe it's fake. This is a conversation that happens far more than necessary, okay, because it really shouldn't be happening at all. But there are women who will legitimately tell some guy that they've cheated on that, you know, the baby ain't yours. You know, I can't tell you what the deal is. I don't know why they don't feel guilty to the point where they go have sex with the guy. You know, she letting some random dude get all up in the guts, you know. Probably no condom, okay? And then once she found out she pregnant, then she want to go tell, in this case, they said it was a husband, but, husband, fiance, boyfriend. I don't know why. You can get the guts enough to tell the guy that you swear you love or to swear you want to be with, that this other man was all up in these guts and I got pregnant. But guess what? Baby, I choose you. I choose you. Okay? That other man, nah, we ain't had nothing for real going on. No, he just be, he just come through and do what he do. But it don't mean nothing. It don't mean a thing that I keep inviting him to get up all in these guts. And I swear the pussy yours. He just be barring it sometime. Okay? He just be barring it sometime. So, it's crazy, but women do believe that, in some cases, they're going to be able to pull this off. Okay? Some people just scared of the reaction. They just hoping for the best. Some women think if I can cry or say it the right way, it's going to be all right. I'm going to be able to slip it past. Okay? I'm going to be able to slip it. I'm going to be able to slip it past, He going to be cool with it. And some of them tried desperately because in their mind, as long as I told him, it don't matter. If he accept this random nigga's baby, hey, I told him, can't nobody say nothing to me about it. And I'm good. Because she want to be able to say she good. Because what's the most important thing to a black woman? Her image. Okay? That's all it is. The most important thing to her is her image. There's a lot of things black women do that you can correlate to them trying to establish or reestablish or change your idea to what their image is supposed to be. Okay? All right. Now, shout out to Santana. I'm going to say this is a sucker statement, Santana, and this is not me trying to disrespect you, bro. This is not me trying to disrespect you. This is me trying to enlighten you, brother. You said these females know who to play with. Yeah, dude, they'll play with anybody. And see, the thing is, a lot of men, we say a lot of stuff that don't make no sense sometimes because we believe women too much. These females know who to play with. They play with you because you're a male. That's it. The moment you believe women do stuff because of who you are instead of who they are, you are their sucker. Okay, I'm just telling you what's real. It's not me trying to come at you, brother. I'm telling you something men need to understand. We, because of our egos, and that's what it is, bro. Because of our egos, we want to believe that because of who we are, that random women that do not know you is going to fall in line with your character. They don't even know you, dude. They play with who they want to. And truth be told, women play with a lot more men because they believe he got it. Women do stuff based on what they think, not based on what we think. So saying these females know who to play with, no, that's you taking a stance that I think this of myself. So therefore, the woman's gonna do this. That's a slow way to think about stuff. I ain't calling you slow. I'm just saying that's a slow way to think about stuff. In reality, she's gonna do things based on who she is. I'm gonna get this dude. Heck, if she think ain't nobody got you, she might be want to sign up to be the first chick to get you. Y'all got to stop buying into what these women is selling y'all. Okay. Y'all got to stop buying into that. Real talk. Okay. Let's see. The Nice Palace says, Roger, they so hard-headed with their BS now that I just threatened to knock them upside their head, and and if they don't leave me alone, hey man, don't sound like you threaten, sound like you're giving a warning. Okay, now I'm not gonna promote violence, y'all. I ain't gonna promote violence only because of I'm on a certain particular platform. Okay, I'm on a particular platform. All right. Now, I'm gonna say everybody's supposed to keep their hands to themselves, and I'm gonna say shout out to you, Santana. He says I never got played with. Santana, that's your ego. Now you're trying to prove your manhood when nobody's asking about it. Okay, nobody's asking about your manhood, bro. You don't need to try to make a statement to prove yourself. I'm just trying to tell you, for your own good, women do stuff based on what they think, not based on what you think. You in your head, and they in their own head, and they're gonna do stuff based on what they think. So it's that simple, bro. Stop trying to prove your manhood to people, bro. That's what get a lot of us in trouble in the first place. We started trying to prove our manhood. We do it with a female, and boom, now we caught up in the game. Okay? Now we caught up in the game. Now, I want y'all to notice some of the things going on in these clips. You got the woman who told her supposed husband that she is pregnant with another man's baby. Now, a lot of times, and I'm not saying it ain't right to do so, you look at something like that and you focus on the dynamic between the man and that woman and how she possibly hates that man, has no respect for that man. She thinks he's a sucker. All these different thoughts you may have because you're thinking about how the woman is dealing with that man, how she sees him. And a lot of us, we never pay attention to the fact that this is an indication that she hates her children. Take your eyes off the man for a second. When a woman is in a situation where she's in a relationship with one guy, especially in this case where they claiming it's a husband, and this could be a young couple that got married. I'm not saying this is fake. I don't know that it's fake. I just be wondering. Okay, I don't necessarily believe it's real, but I'm accepting it for the sake of the show. What do y'all think a woman who would do something like this thinks of her child? Let the man thing go. What does the woman think of her child? So let's play this scenario out, y'all. You have a woman and a man who've been together for some period of time. They get to the point where the guy's comfortable enough to propose marriage. She accepts the marriage. Why? Because he's supposed to be a good dude that she's willing to follow. Now, she wants the benefits of being married to the man. Okay? But she also wants the benefits of being single, so she lives a single lifestyle that she hides from her man. Okay? This happens, on a regular basis when you think about it. It happens, okay? Now, Most of y'all been taught to hate black men so much, you start looking at the dudes and saying he's inadequate in some kind of way because you've been bred to be a sucker. I'm telling y'all what it is. I ain't trying to call y'all nothing because I don't like you. I'm telling you what it is. America teaches you to be a sucker. So in our minds, because it's happening to another guy, you say something's wrong with the guy. He's inadequate because you cannot mentally hold a woman accountable. That's what happened, y'all. She did something wrong. And because you think women are above you, you said, you know what? It's his fault that she did something wrong. But you want to believe you're not a sucker, though. It's amazing. And I understand that for a lot of guys, these are two things coming together, and this clashes in your mind because you don't want to think that you a sucker, even though you blame a man for being cheated on. The man didn't do anything. It doesn't make a difference what a man. When a person cheats on you, they are doing something that they want to do. It has nothing to do with the person they're with. So because you've been trained to be a sucker, you start blaming the man for something the woman did. Nah, it's never a man's fault that some woman cheated on him. I don't care what he's doing. Some people say, well, what if the man was cheating? What that got to do with her? If she really got a problem that he's cheating and she wants to be out that relationship, you know what she can do? She can break up with him. You can't tell me nothing about what the man did based on what she did. She is an adult. She does what she wants to do. And in this particular case, we have a woman who wanted to take dick from another man. See, all she wants is certain benefits that she gets for being a wife, because people still look at wives as a better class than other folk. Okay, there's a lot of folks who are single women, and wives are usually looked at as better than single women. Now, nobody wants to come out and admit that because it don't sound politically correct, but that's what's really going on. People look at wives at a higher level than they look at some single woman. So she wants the benefits of both worlds. She wants the benefits of being a single woman, but she also wants the benefits of being a wife. Now, she tells her man this, but she tells him about the betrayal. And why can a lot of women feel comfortable? See, if you want to blame what other people doing, because y'all, as a society, we collectively accept this. Because we start blaming the man that he got cheated on instead of blaming a woman for taking dick from men that she ain't supposed to. If you signed up to get married and you say you're going to only be with this one man, that's on you at the end of the day. I don't want to hear no story about what somebody else did because you jumped on somebody's dick and you wasn't supposed to. I don't need to hear your story. I already know who you are. You's a hoe. Hoes sleep with men even though they're in relationships with other men. That is something hoes do. And a lot of y'all throw the word hoe around a little too much, but no, this is an actual case of being a hoe. If you are a wife and you start sleeping with another man outside of your marriage, then yeah, you are a hoe. That's what it is. Okay? You ain't get no permission to do that. So as they're presented in this video, okay, well, look, I'm pregnant. It's not your baby. How do you look at that and come to the conclusion she don't hate her child? Number one, she said you can be the daddy. Now, who she's talking to? She's talking to the non-biological father. Let's think about this, y'all. If you are willing to hide a child from their biological father and present some other man to that child as the dad, do you love your children? Is that a sign of love? I'm going to hide this from my child. Is that love or hatred? Let's be real about it. Can you love your own child while hiding who their dad is from the child? Or do you hate the child? Now, shout out to the Nice Palace. He said, no, it's abuse. Does abuse not come out of hatred? I'm just asking a question. I am not even saying you're wrong. I'm not even disagreeing with you. What I'm doing is just asking a question. Where does abuse come from? Because if you're willing to abuse somebody, does that come from love or does it come from hatred? You tell me. So if you're willing to lie to the baby, say, hey, this is your daddy. Okay. Now, even if she's married to that man, at the end of the day, that's not that child's daddy. So how does being married make it okay? It don't. Now, there was an interesting conversation some young men had with some women, and they were having some issues holding women accountable. It's like they know we're supposed to hold them accountable, but they didn't know quite how to do it. And I can understand that, that doesn't mean it's acceptable just because I can understand it. Okay, it does not mean it's acceptable. Look, y'all, until we change the rules, once you're 18, you got to know everything you need to know for the rest of your life. It is what it is. Okay. Now you see how easy it is for women to get guys on nonsense and they don't even say nothing about it. Because they started with this premise of, these black women are in situations because the men have abandoned the family. Do y'all believe women are not aware that they break up with the men and the men don't break up with them? Do y'all believe women are not aware of that? Because if you believe women aren't aware of that, you's a sucker. Because they know what they do. Okay. Black women use words as weapons. I've told y'all this before, and I'm going to tell you again. They use words as weapons. You abandon the family. How do you abandon somebody you was never with? Now, the reason they use terms like abandon because they don't have to explain that I got pregnant off a one-night stand. Okay? The reason they use words like abandon is because they don't have to explain that they left that nigga. See, they mind, you just a nigga. I left that nigga. But you don't need to explain that you left that nigga if you're saying somebody abandoned you. Because abandonment means they left you. Now, some people would say, well, why would they do this? It's called lack of accountability. It ain't really hard. It's not tricky at all. When you hate somebody, you blame them for all kinds of stuff. Because you ain't trying to deal with it. You don't really like them, so what's the big deal of blaming them? So it's easy to blame somebody who ain't had nothing to do with it. All right? So now, the women gonna blame the men because they talking about abandonment. Now, I dare you to go out to random strangers and start and look for a black man who ever left anybody. And guess what? If you really want to be smart about it, go out there in society, start asking black women how many times they've been dumped. See, if you ask a man, he might say, I left somebody over ego. But ask a woman how many times she been dumped. Most of them gonna be like, never. Ain't nobody left me. Is you crazy? A lot of them gonna get insulted that you even asked if somebody ever left them. Because that ain't what's actually going on. We got to be real with ourselves. The vast majority of black men will not dump anybody. But until we deal with this, you can't get to how you fix it. It's hard to fix something that you don't want to recognize as a problem. Okay? It's hard to fix something if you won't recognize it as a problem. Most black women ain't never been dumped in their life, which is why most of them think they perfect no matter what. You know, the world around them continues to push to them that they perfect. And if you ain't never been dumped, how do you get to the men abandon us? Well, that's because they don't ever expect to be checked about nothing. You know, it ain't got nothing to do with what was actually going on. It's just they don't expect to be checked. And most of us are scared to even ask the question. Well, ma'am, you claim people abandoned you. How many men were you with, had kids by, and then he just up and disappeared on you? Okay? See, men don't ask that question. Not because they can't think to ask that question. A lot of them just don't want to ask it because, as I've said time and time again, black men were socialized to be afraid of black women. That's what it is. We've been socialized to be afraid. So we don't want to ask those questions. Now, what do you get to do when you're unwilling to ask the questions? Women get to sit around and have nonsense arguments with you, and you call yourself trying to do it from a good place and be real about whatnot. But how you gonna get to a good place when you won't deal with the actual truth? They started off with they being abandoned. How do you get abandoned and ain't nobody ever left you? So women like to deal with narrative because narrative works for their nonsense. And if you recognize that it's a narrative and not the actual truth, a lot of people get mad at you. And that's real talk. Narrative just easy to work from when you're a liar. Okay? Now, some people may say, well, you saying black women lie? If you don't know that, you slow. Yes, they lie. People lie in general. But women lie so much, they don't even recognize it as a lie. A lie just about every woman doesn't say it. A man with them, baby, I'm finna go get me something to eat. I'm hungry. Do you want anything? Now, usually how does this go? She's going to say, no, I'm cool. I don't want nothing. Knowing she hungry. I don't want nothing. He go out and get something to eat. Now, what does she want when what happens when he gets back? She want his food because she hungry. You was hungry when I told you I was going to the store. You was hungry. I told you I was going to get me some wings. You was hungry then. I told you I was going to get a burger. You was hungry then. I told you I was going to get, whatever it is that you want to, whatever your favorite food is. You told her you was going to get it. She was hungry then. But she didn't tell you she was hungry because she wants to say, no, I'm not hungry. She wants you to come home. And then she wants to see you sacrifice your food to make sure she good. A lot of people never really put that together. I want to make you sacrifice for me. Even though it's totally unnecessary. Even though it's not truly a sacrifice, it's really just inconveniencing the man. Because now, in order to eat what he want to eat, he got to go back out. They throw words out there like, I'm in survival mode. What the heck that's supposed to mean? You ain't trying to survive. You trying to take advantage. See, they describe being in survival mode when it was just people talking about taking advantage of somebody else. That's all they was talking about. See, most women are in survival mode. No. You and I want to take advantage of somebody else mode. That's what that is. Now, how do you operate like this and love your children at the same time? Okay, that's my question. How do you operate like this, but you love the man you with at the same time? Because this is the thing. Now I did drop a link, y'all. I can't see if y'all can even see the link. Y'all let me know if can the link even be seen. Okay, y'all let me know if the link can even be seen. All right, but when it comes down to it, you got women arguing from a standpoint that they actually want what's best for their children, even though they don't want what's best for their children. They're talking as if a woman can actually want what's best for her children, but she's, even on what they present. Some cases, you got a woman who already has kids by men that she cares nothing about. Okay, she only stop thinking women care about men just because they understand that they can access stuff from the man. They can extract from the man. That is not a sign of I care about you. Okay, that's not a sign of I care about you. Calling you because you got it doesn't mean she care. Okay. Now I'm not saying a woman shouldn't call her own man to get things from him because that's the way it should be, but that ain't the sign she care. The sign that she cares is the reciprocation. Okay. A woman, let's say a woman is, she needs something. She should call her man for what she needs. But that's not the sign she care. The sign she cares is how she treats him because he's willing to give to her. And that's something a lot of guys don't get. Now, the women are presenting cases where, well, the woman is in a situation because, she got to be the provider. No, she don't. Y'all stop buying into that nonsense. Okay. She had a baby without being married because that's what she wanted. It's that simple at the end of the day. Now, why does it matter? Because some women are going to say, well, that was her trying to show the man that she wanted him. We don't know that. That don't mean that at all. Because if you really wanted that man, then how come you wasn't pressing about marriage? If you really wanted that man. That is one of the most solid things a woman can get. You really want that man? How come you wasn't asking that man, when you gonna propose? When you gonna propose? When you gonna propose? You ain't got to say it every day, but a month and a half down the road, then 2 months after that, 3 months after that. I mean, how much time you need to be like, when you gonna propose? You talking all this stuff, but when you gonna propose? So if a woman ain't hounding you about getting married, that does not mean she wants you. Women strategically leave themselves open for the fantasy that they believe might come. See, you got to stop looking at results only. Results are very good to look at. I'm not saying they're not. Results can give you a lot of information, but sometimes you also got to look at what the intention is. Why is any woman who wants to be married not married by the age of 30? You got to ask yourself that question, y'all. Why is any woman who wants to be married not married by the age of 30? In most cases, they're leaving their options open because they believe. See, and y'all may laugh and chuckle about it. Don't make no difference what you think. It's about what she thinks. She believes that she may still be able to get a white guy. That's what the reality is. Now, a lot of y'all been told, and y'all believe that somehow, somewhere along the lines, she don't want to get married. No, that's not real. Women want to get married. The question is, do they want to marry you? Because when they look at you as a black man, they see niggas. And you think some 25-year-old woman who still believes a white man could possibly come through and marry her is going to marry you? No, they want to do that after the fact. That's why you have so many women trying to push for marriage. Well, I want to have this in place. I want to have that in place. I want to have this in place. And now I'm ready to be married. What are you talking about? What guy says I need a woman before I'll marry a woman? I need her to have her own car. I need to have her to have her own career, and I need her to have her own house. What guy saying that? Because in reality, guys don't really say that. But she want to have all that in place because she never wants to deal with being with you and you leading her. That's why she need all that. And we don't want to look at reality. So what does that mean? She's always preparing herself to not be with you. If a woman who wants to have a child is always trying to work against being under a man's leadership, how can she love her child? We not slow, y'all. There's plenty of people out here who got kids and they're not with the child's father. We know how it goes. A lot of women won't even turn over a kid when the guy trying to see the kid. Yeah, I'm trying to pick my son up. Well, that's not convenient for me. And then she just come up with all kinds of excuses why the guy can't pick his child up. We also got men out here who are in financial situations because the woman would do stuff, call the police on him and all kinds of nonsense to mess him up, get his license taken, all that, put him in a position where he has trouble earning money because of her. And then she'll turn around and say, you can't see your child because you ain't paid your child support. Oh, Shawty, you the one called my job and got me fired. Well, that's beside the point. You need to pay your child support. Until you pay your child support, you can't see your kid. It's that simple. Now let's not pretend it ain't women out here literally calling men's jobs so they can be fired. And then we'll tell that same man, you can't see your kids because you ain't paid your child support. Yeah, I need y'all to let me know. I didn't see anybody respond, y'all. I put a link in the script in the chat, but I don't know if y'all can even see it or not because it's looking funny on my end. Has anybody even seen a link drop? Okay, I dropped it a second time just to be sure. Has anybody even seen a link drop? Okay, there we go. Link not dropped. They on they stuff again. Okay. It's all good. They on their stuff again, but I just kind of need to know it. All right. Y'all, I'll put the link up so y'all can see it, okay? I'll put the link up. The guys who want to join, y'all got to do what y'all do, but I'll put the link up, all right? So now, y'all hear these men talking to these women. All type of nonsense is being brought up. But see, we don't really connect this to she can't stand these children. That's a little bit problematic. We got to understand that this is what the game is. Okay? This is what the game is. She wants people to think that she's always in the right, she's always okay, and everybody else in the wrong. And when it comes down to it, why does she not connect with a better man? Now, these guys try to take us through this. Well, you always trying to get this bad man of some kind, no matter what type of job he does and all that type of stuff. Okay? They wasn't really trying to hear that. Let's just keep it real. They wasn't really trying to hear that. Because if they accept that, then they would have to do something about that. So they didn't want to say that that's wrong. Okay? They didn't want to say that that's wrong. And I get it. Why would you want to say that? All right? You don't want to say that because that means you would effectively have to change something about yourself. You don't want to change anything about yourself. And you want to have people just simply believe that you are right no matter what because you're the woman. And as long as we keep buying into she the woman, so she right, how do you effectively change anything? Now, the women swear they want to change because they tell us they want to change. See, the problem is you men ain't showing up the way you supposed to. If that's the actual problem, then how come when we tell women what to do, they don't want to do it? If you men would come through and effectively lead us the way y'all supposed to, things would be different. But you see countless men telling women what to do. And what does she do? Not only does she ignore what he say, a lot of times she will call the police on him to get him to have an understanding she ain't finna be led. Look, I got this kid. I got what I wanted from you. It is what it is, man. I got what I wanted from you. And that was this kid. Now, what you're not going to do is tell me that I got to actually listen to you, even though I claim I want to listen to you so we can be a family. Y'all ever notice women would be baby mamas and swear to God they want to be in the family? Y'all ever notice that? How is it that so many baby mamas want to be a family? How does that work? You know, how does that work? You're a baby mama, but you swear you want to be part of a family. Well, if you want to be part of a family, how come you're not married to your child's father? Some of them will even have multiple kids, ain't married to none of the fathers. Got 3 kids, 3 different guys that she done had a kid by. Ain't tried to marry none of those guys, but swear she want to be part of a family. Does that even make sense? No, that's a woman who's trying to make sure she can exert control over a child. Why? Because she hates the child. What is the child for? The child is not to be connected to a man. The child, in a lot of cases, is just so she can fit in with other women. See, women want to be seen as part of a group. And what's Black women's identity? We are victims of everything at all times. That's how Black women identify themselves. Now tell me I'm wrong. We are abandoned single mothers. Or we're just single because nobody likes us. Okay? We can't get jobs because we're too dark. We're not the beauty standard because we're Black. It's everybody's fault but ours. And every woman, we uplift every woman we can. We say we beautiful. It doesn't make a difference that you weigh 300 pounds and you only 5'4". That makes no difference. But all Black women are beautiful. You get people even going crazy with these all arguments. Because, once people start arguing all, in most cases, they own nonsense. It's very rare times where you can use a word like all to accurately describe something. People could, but usually you're not going to describe something. If all is included, you usually don't have to say nothing about it. Like, you don't have to say all new cars got wheels. That's something people know, so people won't say stuff like that. So I'm just saying, y'all, you got to pay attention to when women start saying stuff about all. Okay? A lot of times they just be on nonsense. It's that simple at the end of the day. They be on nonsense because that's what they want to be on. And it's easier to be on nonsense and hate your children because you're only using your children as a prop. Now, I know some of y'all may think I'm supposed to say, hey, you know what? All these women trying to use the kids to be on the welfare system. No, it's some of them do actually have kids to be on the welfare system. But I'm gonna say even beyond that, for a lot of women, the child is just a prop. She wants to fit in with Black America, and she don't know any other way to really fit in well. So what she does is just say, "Hey, the issue I got is that people don't love me. I've been trying to do right by people. I've been trying to be loved, and people just don't accept me. And these men, they'll have sex with me, but they won't marry me. Not because I am who I am. No, that's not it. They're irresponsible. What you mean they're irresponsible? They done got me pregnant and ran off. Y'all, let's be realistic about this statement. How does a man get a woman pregnant and run off? Okay? How does that even happen? Because if you get a woman pregnant, all right, what's been going on between you two? Y'all been having sex with each other. The average man lets a woman know where he lives. So how does he run off and you've already been to his place? Realistically speaking, why do guys get an apartment in the first place? So they can have sex. That's it. The average brother is going to get his own place to live so he can have sex with women. Or even if he don't initially get his own place, if he gets a roommate, they young guys, they 18 and over. Why is he moving out the house? Because he want to be able to smash. That's it. Okay? He wants to be able to smash. I'm gonna check on the link, Bronk. I see you said the link don't work. I'm gonna check the link, make sure I got it right. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it's definitely correct. Based on what I'm seeing, but I try again because I know some of y'all want to say something. All right. But y'all, let's be realistic about this, y'all. Why are men getting apartments in the first place? Men get apartments because they want to have sex with women. They need a location to have sex with women. Oh, you know what? I did leave something. I left something out of the link. My bad. Let me fix that real quick. Men get apartments when they're young, not because they hate their mamas. Okay. Even though you got a lot of guys coming out of the single mother community, it ain't because they hate their mamas. It's because at the end of the day, he need a place that he can have sex with the women. How's he gonna have sex with women that he meet? He going out kicking it. He go to a party or something. Back in my day, we used to go to the mall. I know they ain't doing that the way they used to. They go to the kicking spot, whatever the kicking spot is. Okay. And what does he do? All right, now there's a correction in that link right there, y'all. It's a correction on that link, so that should work for you. All right. But he need a place to smash. A lot of guys, we ain't got a whole lot of money to store away when we're young, especially when you're under 25 years old. Because a lot of us, you possibly are working your way through school. You know what I'm saying? Or you just got out of school. You're like 22 years old. You might have your degree, but you just getting out into the workforce. You're trying to get yourself together. So what do you need? You got to pay for hotels or you got to get a place to smash. So what do guys do? They get a place so they can smash. Now we can pretend it's something else. We can pretend it's something else, but it ain't. We get apartments so we can smash. Okay? Why else would a man live with another man that he don't even know all that well? Why would even roommates even really exist if guys wasn't trying to get a place to smash? That's what it's about. So because guys want a place that they can smash, the women are being brought over to where he do his thing. So now you mean to tell me you done got pregnant by this man and he quote unquote ran off, but he lived in the same apartment that He lived at the same apartment that you got smashed in. How did he run off? See, we got to start picking up the clues, y'all. We got to start picking up the clues. He never disappeared. Okay? He never disappeared. Okay? No. There is no or. Shout out to Bad Black Gamer. He say, or they get a car so they can bust her down. Said Roger once upon a time. No, there is no or to that. They get a car so they can bust her down, but they also gonna get a place. Who's going to get an apartment that don't need one, bro? Let's be real. Let's not conflate the two different things. Yeah, you get a car so you can smash women. But why does a man get an apartment in his early 20s or even in his teens sometime? Why does he do that? That's so he can smash. So we ain't got to conflate the two. Okay, we ain't got to conflate the two. He get an apartment because he need a place to smash. He get up with a chick. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, he ain't gonna always have no hotel money. So what he gonna do? He just take her home. That's the purpose of it. So guess what? She been to his home multiple times. When she eventually gets pregnant, she gonna say he ran off. How he run off? He live at the same place. Let's be realistic, y'all. The average person ain't changing apartments year in, year out. You don't sign no lease for a year and then the next year you live somewhere else. That ain't how it normally works. When you stay in an apartment, you stay there a pretty good amount of time. You know, once your money get better, you might go to a different apartment. And I'm using apartment just to not even say house, because, you know, house is definitely going to be more permanent. But if you done mess around and bought you a house, but I'm not going to say most men are doing that, because according to research, most men don't buy a house until they get married. But that don't mean you flopping from one apartment building to the other every single year the lease is up. That's not what men are doing. So the women know where the guys are. Okay. The women don't want to be in relationships with the guys, but they're saying the issue that's going on because men are not stepping up. Now, notice, no matter what the focus was in that conversation, their issue was the guy got to take care of the child. How does a guy take care of a child that the woman won't let him see? Let's think about this for a moment too, y'all. How does a guy take care of a child that the woman doesn't let him see? Because in order for you to see the child, you're going to have some level of civility going on. How do you pick a child up when she does everything she can to block you from seeing your child? Now, at the end of the day, you can spend a lot more money. You can keep calling the police, and you can start to create a whole lot of drama. And let's just keep it real. The system doesn't like for men to see their children when they're black. Now, you can argue some different points, you know, with non-black folk. But when the father is black, how many stories have y'all saw that police officers enforced something when the father brought it up? Hey, I came to see my kid. I brought my paperwork. This is. I'm not saying it won't ever happen, but it's like the guy with no legs. Usually, when I see a man go through the trouble of trying to use legal paperwork to enforce something, a lot of cops will write him off and say, this is not a matter for us. It's more of a civil matter. Y'all, you got to take this up with the courts, all this type of stuff. Now, I'm going to give some cops their props. I've seen a case or two where cops actually got in there and did their job and said, you know, you better bring the child out. But the usual case is you can go to pick up your child. You can have the paperwork. You can call police over there if you want to, but the police is not finna make that woman turn that child over. It is what it is. You know, y'all can say what you want to say about it, but again, the police ain't gonna make that woman turn that child over. So now you got women with this narrative about how you don't want to be a father, even though you done been to where she lived, because you know where she lived too. You done brought your paperwork over there. The police done been called. And your argument is, she won't let me see my child. And what do the police do? Nothing. Now, what does this do? This allowed them to continue to spread their narrative about how you don't want to be a father. You know, then you got the women who say, how come y'all not fighting? You should be in court fighting to see your child. Now, it's easy to say you should be fighting to see your child if you ain't the one paying for it. Okay? That's a very easy thing to do. You know what I think, y'all? I think y'all should be putting up more houses. Okay? I'm in Chicago. There's a lot of vacant lots in Chicago. Somebody should put some houses on these vacant lots. You see, it's real easy to say it as long as I ain't paying for it. Okay? That's the problem with right now. We got all these vacant lots in Chicago. These, it could be housed on every single lot. Okay, but who gonna pay for them though? That's the thing. Who gonna pay for them? And then see, if you happen to be a productive man, which a lot of times they having babies by men that are not productive, but if you happen to be a productive man, they know what's going on. Why would they say you need to fight for your child? Because that means you got to take off work and go to court. It's very easy to say you're not doing enough on your end as a man when your end includes you got to take off work to go to court. Because let's keep it real. The average man is going to have a job that he has to report to. Okay? Bronk, I updated the link that was on screen. I saw what I left out of it. I'll see if I left something else out, but I did see what I left out of it and put it in there. But I double check, brother. I double check. Okay. And y'all, this ain't the first time I done had problems with a link. You know what I'm saying? The system is the system. It ain't like they don't know who I am. They get on nonsense sometimes. It is what it is. Okay. I know I'm putting the proper link in the chat, but y'all can't see it. Okay. So it is what it is on that note. They doing what they do because that's what they want to do. Okay. I'm just put it to you like that. They doing what they do because that's what they want to do. Now I just put the link in the description again that I'm pretty sure y'all can't see. Okay. Now I'm looking, is it any different than what I got showing at the top? Nope. Okay. Hot sauce in the building. That might be enough to do with hot sauce. Okay, I put the stuff in front of StreamYard, but that might be enough to do it. Okay, hot sauce got it in there. He just don't have that HTTPS, all that in front. But that might be enough to do it. Okay. Well, yeah, with the www on there, that might be enough to do it. So, this stuff don't be mistakes, okay, y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. This stuff don't be mistakes. They do what they do. Okay. Oh, you know what? My bad, because I didn't put the www in there. Okay, so hot sauce just put it down at the bottom, and I didn't even put the www in there. So that's boom. Now let me double check that again. Cause when I hit the I don't know what to tell you on that one, y'all. Cause I'm looking at when I did it through the computer what the link was, and it still wasn't coming up right. All right, so if hot sauce got the hook up, now hot sauce, it looks proper now. Now what you just did actually looks proper. My stuff would look proper, then it would change. So that's why I know when I was doing it based on the computer, doing the actual link, they would change it. It would look right, then it would change. So that's why I started asking, could y'all even see it? Because they was making sure y'all couldn't see it. So I think hot sauce just got it done properly in there, and we're gonna go with that. And I'm gonna try to pin that real quick. But when it comes down to it, y'all, at the end of the day, when people are talking about relationships and you see how they talk about the child that may be involved in a relationship, they don't even talk like the child matters. Okay, that's what's going on. They're not even talking like the child matters. The child ain't even a big deal to them. They don't really even care. They want to argue about some man not doing what he's supposed to do. But in order for a man to continue to fight in court, what do you have to do? You have to continue to take days off work, which means what? You earn less money, which means what? Eventually, you come up short where you cannot actually pay your child support and live okay. And that's how women want it to be. All right. They want you to be in a position where you can't do what you need to do as a man. Okay. I just checked that link that Hot Sauce put in there. It's going nowhere too. It's definitely going nowhere. So the way you got it, it ain't working right now, even the way you got it in there. I'm going to try putting it again myself, y'all. I'm going to try to do it by hand. Okay, real quick. But that's the thing. The reason you're always going to have women arguing that y'all are not doing what y'all need to do as men is because they know it costs time, money, and energy for us to do it as men. And because they know this, they're going to keep throwing that out there, knowing that the courts won't help. And then, y'all, I don't know if it has happened. I'm going to just say this. I've never heard of a case. I've never heard of a case where the man is not paying for the women's attorneys. So every time you go to court, the guy is end up getting the bill. Now, I don't understand why the guy gets the bill every single time, because this is about children. It's not about some woman you married and you owe her alimony or anything like that. So the only thing I can think of is the reason they put this on the man, because they want men to not have the money to pay or to let go, not make the sacrifice, whatever the case is. But they just want the man to be in a position where he's going to run out of money. And if you got to pay every time you want to go to court, you got to pay for your lawyer, her lawyer, and whatever court fees. That's a call of deterrent. That's what that is. That's a deterrent. A lot of people make cost a deterrent so people will not participate in what they got going on. The women understand that's a deterrent. Okay? And even if you silly enough to believe that they don't understand, because a lot of men, we stay with this attitude of women don't understand, even though they're manipulating the world around them, getting the stuff that they want. But we want to believe they don't understand, which shows just how much that we want to believe women. Okay? We want to believe women no matter what. Okay? Now, if you continue to go after men that you can describe to other people as no good, see, at some point, men need to ask themselves, well, why are they going after those men? And see, I know the answer. Most black women are going to very much participate in this ideal of white supremacy. And they do not want children that can challenge white men. It's a subconscious thing. It's not something that I'm saying that they're planning out. Like, women don't be, I got a joke to say women only think about 4 minutes ahead, because they don't plan out long futures and things like that. But subconsciously, they believe white men are supposed to be in charge. As I've said before, your subconscious will rule you. So what do you do if you're a woman and you need white men to be in charge? You look to have children that would automatically underperform. And see, a lot of guys, we get frustrated because we think we better than this other man. She shouldn't see him that way. She should see more value in me. She did see your value. That's why she ain't have a baby with you. She saw your value. Or if she had a baby with you, that's why she's doing so much to make sure you are not in the process of raising a child because the value is there. She sees that value. And the best thing she can do to make sure you never, ever have a baby that's going to challenge a white man, she needs to raise that baby without your influence. A lot of us, we don't get that as men. She needs to raise that child without your influence. If you in the picture, why would my baby grow up and be the type of person that ain't going to challenge white supremacy? I know if you raise my child, he going to start challenging white men. Okay? If you raise my daughter, she may not be automatically against black men. So when a woman thinks that way, why would she leave it to you to be in the child's life? So no, I got to make sure my child can't perform well. Now, to make sure your child can't perform well, how's that not hatred? I got to make sure my child don't do well in school and is okay with it. I got to make sure police can attack my child because they know the father ain't coming. I got to let my child understand that if they are in school, the school can get away with doing anything wrong to my child because there will be no one to back them up. Not about anything real. Yeah, y'all see black women talking, then you go to school, they'll go to school about something, but they ain't talking about nothing real. Y'all did something to my daughter because of the way her hair was. You did something because of how the outfit was. They not going to school fighting over my child need to be in an academically better situation. You don't see them fighting over that. You'll see some stories every blue moon. You know, they did this to the child, they did that to the child, but on the grand scheme, it's not that big a deal. You do not see them fighting for better educations for their children. You ain't getting those stories. Let's keep that real. Them ain't the stories you're getting. But I'm gonna slow down and let Bronk get in here because he obviously been wanting to say something for a while now. And Bronk, tell the people how you got up here because I don't even know what you did. So
Yeah,
how
the
you even
link is
get up here?
now the link now in the description. It's
The,
in there now.
what link in the description? What do you mean? You mean in the chat?
Yeah. That you've been the
Something
one
that
that
I
you've been
dropped?
trying to drop.
Something that I
Yeah,
dropped? Or
yeah,
okay.
the one that you've been trying to drop is finally in there now.
Oh, okay. Well, y'all use it as you
So
can. That's all I can tell.
click on the one from the Roger Report Live.
Well, I'm gonna keep dropping it in every few minutes or so because I know after a while you can't see them. But
Yeah.
I see it won't do what it normally does. So it is what it is on that note. So go ahead.
Yeah. What up, Roger, man? What up, chat? First and foremost, I appreciate the brothers pushing back on the females in that segment there. I see a lot of stuff on YouTube floating around where guys will essentially just kind of let what they say, be the narrative, and they don't offer any pushback. So shout out to those guys for pushing back on that ideology, standing 10 toes down. I think they handled that conversation very well. Um, there was a lady in that video that was talking about her 13-year-old daughter, or not daughter, but a 13-year-old, a friend's 13-year-old daughter was essentially sexually active. Me personally, I know of women who are single mothers who have very young daughters that are sexually active. Man, I got stories. I'm not going to say them, but man, it's horrible stuff. Horrible stuff. And it's girls doing this as young as 12, 13 years old. Right? I believe that any black woman that is not willing to give those children to their father, if that relationship does not work out, actually hates their child. You should want to do that. The actual data shows you that that's best for the child. Even if you want to break it down to a science, the CDC has released studies that have compared fathers between multiple different major ethnic groups here in the U.S. And black men have turned out to be the best father across the majority of those categories. Teenage fertility rates are down with black fathers versus black mothers when it comes to single parent households. teenage black male incarceration rates are down with single black fathers versus single black mothers. That everything suggests that the children are always going to be better off with the father. So I'm gonna land my plane there for now, man. But I'll have a little bit more to say on this.
Okay, we got Tunnel running in the building as well. You done slipped through the cracks. You know, the Matrix definitely doing something today. You got in. You got the mic, my brother. Go ahead, do your thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The numbers are out. This is it's not. We're not think. This is not what we're thinking. This is what we see. We see educated women that have children, especially black boys, not performing at below level, and they're educators. They're master degrees, and they have children that are not performing. And we have seen women with an eighth grade education from other cultures getting their kids to be honor roll students. So we just and getting them into college and getting it. So the facts are out there. You have to be blind not to see them. These women are not performing at the level that we deserve, and that it's just not a good thing. They are not performing in their task as a woman that a man would want, a productive man would want. So you have to go somewhere where you can find women who are willing to respect you, love you, and perform for you. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. I'll land right there.
Well, you know, I'm gonna just say if the father's not in the picture, meaning he's not in the household with the woman, she performing the way she want to perform because she's the person she answers to. It's her home. If kids don't have to do well, that's because she determines they don't have to do well. Because who do the kids got to answer to?
You're so
Her.
right, brother. You are so right, brother.
Her. Now, Santana is coming to join us, so I'm going to let Santana get the mic. If you don't remember Santana, you got a 2-minute opening statement. Go for it. You're on mute, Santana. Santana going once. Santana going twice. He's on. Okay, y'all. He coming up in the back in the second one. He can't see. You know, something ain't right. Obviously. All right. Go ahead, brother.
I'm not liking this stream, y'all. This stuff's crazy.
What's not to like, my brother? What's not to like?
Oh my God.
You got the mic, brother. Go ahead. We hear you.
Yeah. The
I'm gonna
numbers
have to
don't lie.
reset again. I can't even hear you, Raj. I'm gonna have to reset this again. Oh my God.
Go ahead and make your statement. Ain't nobody talking. We trying to hear your opening statement. Can you hear me now?
No, he can't hear you.
No, he can't. Santana playing, y'all. Okay. Reset your phone, Santana. Reset your phone. You can't hear me though. All right.
Man, that's
yeah. I just kicked him out, y'all.
That's God trying to bring some order, man. That's
Yeah.
God trying to bring some order because he got on her clowning already, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lesson right there, y'all. For all y'all out there losing faith out there, man. He might not come when you want him. He'll be there right on time, y'all.
All right. Now I do want to highlight the fact that when you think about what was being discussed in this particular video, and I'm gonna say the guys didn't really do a good job of pushing back because they let the women throw a narrative out there that's very false, and then they argue from that false narrative, which is men are abandoning women. Men don't even break up with women. So how can you abandon somebody that you won't even break up with?
I think they did a good job of bringing back to the forefront that they choosing these men. Like how is it that you date he said something about, you dated a firefighter, a football player, a cop, all these different guys from all these different professions, and yet nothing worked with all of them, and you continue to blame the man for that's.
I mean that was cool that he did that. Now I'm not gonna agree to the narrative because I know women ain't really doing that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they will date a guy who does certain things. And, once you date guys in certain professions, you're going to have pretty much responsible men. So what do? If they get pregnant by those men, they just take the baby and run. That's the reality of it. It's not that she picked a bad firefighter. The thing is, she don't want nothing to do with the firefighter. The firefighter gonna pay his child support. Why? Because he's a firefighter. If he don't pay the child support, what happens to him? He got problems. You know, he a doctor. He'll pay his child support. He'll whatever. He'll pay his child support. Most black men ain't gonna have no issue paying their child support. So how do you have a problem with these guys who are productive? The thing is, you just don't want to be around. You just wanted the baby. You want to claim victim, and then you use the system to keep him away from his child. Because you know good and well, the system has an extremely poor track record of making a woman turn her child over to the father.
Okay, I'm gonna give you that. You kind of spot on with that.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with them men. Ain't nothing wrong with those men. But how you gonna see your baby when ain't nobody gonna help you see your baby when the woman lives in a different location and you can't get a government agent to go over there and get your child?
Yeah, and Roger, so many times you have women who move as far away as possible from that man so that they can still get the child support, but that man make it difficult for that man to see his children. They do everything they can to keep that man away from the children. And I mean, it
I
don't
would
matter
encourage
how
any
much
man who
money he
kind of
has. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Block. Go ahead,
any
Block.
man who's dealing with something like that, like you need to start talking to your kids about what the fuck is going on for real. And pardon my French, but you need to actually, if your children are of age, they have some comprehension. You know, you really need to start talking to them about what's happening. Because if you don't, mom is gonna control that narrative. So as long as you do have access to the child before she start doing that, try to have those conversations.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's hard to tell a kid anything that you don't see. And you know, there are women who will move out of state, but let's keep it real. The vast majority live in the same state because they both live in the same places they had before she had a baby. But again, a government agent ain't gonna come to the home so to have the woman turn the child over. You see what I'm saying? Every time you get your time, even if it ain't nothing but 2 weeks, you know, you get that every other weekend thing. Okay. Even if you get that every other week, are they gonna send a government agent to her door to make her turn that child over when it's every other weekend? Now it's bad enough that some fathers only getting every other weekend. But when he tries to go get that child on that every other weekend, they ain't sending nobody to say, okay, lady, you gotta turn that child over. That's not happening. So what do you do at that point?
It happens in very rare cases. It happens in very rare cases. And
well,
that's
I
when
mean,
like the woman is
there's
struggling with
always a
drugs and
guy
all
with
that
no
stuff.
legs. We don't have to make the argument about the get. We know guys with no legs exist, but we talking about the vast majority. They are not gonna send a government agent over there to make her turn that child over. But they're gonna lean into this narrative like they did in this clip. They abandoning us. How are you abandoned when you won't turn the kid over? And then and this is what they do to a lot of us from this conscious level. Y'all notice how they say us? The men are abandoning us. Number one, you a grown woman. You ain't my job. You not my wife. If you wanted to be my wife, you would have been my wife. So you can't get abandoned. Okay, you grown. But they say us like she's attached to that kid. See, they want you to have this idea that if the man ain't taking care of the woman, he ain't taking care of his kid. He's not even tasked with taking care of the woman. There is no us to abandon. He can only see his kids. His kids is who he's supposed to be concerned with, not her.
If the man breaks up with you, that's not a breaking up with the kids. But yeah, you're right. They like to package that together. Like, oh well, if you're not with me, then you're not with us. Like, no, I'm not with you. I'm still with them. But then
Hey,
they,
Roger.
they're allowed to.
Yeah, Roger. You know, it's so simple for women to, if you get along with a man, he'll stay with you. If you treat him nice, he'll stay with you. If you kind of cook for him and maybe clean up his house, he'll stay with you. Women understand, say, well, I can't, it had nothing to do. He left. No, you have a lot to do. You act right. Most men will act right with you.
But this is the thing, though. I'm bringing out the fact that this stuff goes to how she hates the child. It ain't about the dude. Why don't she want the dude in the picture? It's because she hate the child. She know a child who does not get their father, who does not live under their father's roof. Only thing you're doing is making that particular child's life tougher.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if you love your child, even if you don't got whatever problem you claim you got with this man, are you gonna swallow your pride and let that man do what he's supposed to do as a father? Because if you love your child, don't you make sacrifices?
No,
Hey,
but
Nah,
Roger,
most of them ain't gonna do it.
if you're in competition with that man, then how can you? If you're in competition with that man, then you're not trying to make it better for him. You're not trying to make your child better. You don't want your child to do good because you're in competition. You want to you want to make sure he's doing bad so that you can do better because
well,
you're
And
not.
that's hatred towards the child. That's hatred towards the child, though, when you
see,
think about it.
yeah, when you won't sacrifice whatever feeling you got toward that man, so your child can have the best outcome. How do you show? How can you use that and say she loves the child? Because that sounds like you hate the child. I want better. I know what it takes to have better for my child, but because I don't like this dude, I'm not gonna make the move that makes my child's life better. Now my thing is that sounds like hatred to me. I know exactly what to do to make my child's life better, but I'm not gonna do it because I don't love my child like that. That I'm gonna make that sacrifice.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir. That's
know,
about right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
one of the easiest ways to see love is the sacrifice. That's one of the easiest ways. I ain't saying you got to sacrifice something to show love, but that's one of the easiest ways for somebody to see that you love somebody. You will sacrifice for them. Okay. Now, whatever you got going on with that man, how come you don't just put that to the side so that child can get better? Because the child ain't worthy enough for that. That's all it is. You made your estimation, and in your mind, your child is not worthy of my sacrifice, which leans toward you hate the child. Now we got Santana up again. Santana, go ahead, brother, if you can hear us.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm good now because I just went and just downloaded
You
the
ain't
the
got to tell us
stream yard.
everything. You good. Just go on, enjoy your 2 minutes.
Oh,
Get your 2 minutes on, brother. We don't
yeah.
need to hold the whole technical story.
Hey, yeah. It's kind of funny because it's kind of funny how women view things because they can never understand why a kid can grow up and later on they resent them, and they always look at it like, how is you resenting the parent that stayed? And I be thinking to myself the same thing that you were saying, Raj. If you take the kid with you, how is it you're the person that stayed? I never understood that, me personally. But again, it's just, I guess when you put that girl math together, I guess somehow they look at it as they never the person in the wrong. I was talking to this. I'm a call her a feminist because that's what I'm gonna call her. I was talking to her because I guess she just started at my job and shit. So we talked about a bunch of different things, and I realized in a lot of situations, she blamed men. Men need to be better in this, and men need to do this. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, you're right. Cause us men, we do got our flaws, so we do need to be better in certain areas. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And then when I shifted to other, topics, and where I said women were wrong in this and that, she automatically, turned it as, yeah, well, men made us do this, and men is why we do this. And I'm like, sweetheart, y'all, you can't, y'all ain't even taking accountability for your own bullshit, but you want to sit there and point out men bullshit. Like, I just realize, I just look at it as, bro, women are just gonna be these species that they not gonna see the wrongdoings and what they do. So it's better for us to just treat them as like they stupid. And I told you this a long time ago. We got to treat them like they kids to a certain extent.
So,
So yeah,
so
that's pretty much how I look at it.
nah, you don't look at it that way.
Yeah,
You say
facts
how
I
you,
do.
no. Would you ever have a child?
Would I ever have a child?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Now, if you treat women like children, that you're saying you have a child with a child.
Pretty much, yeah.
So what you're saying don't make sense. If you're gonna treat women,
How?
if you're gonna treat women like children, you can't have a child with them.
Well,
Unless you
okay,
say,
that's
unless you
no.
saying
What you're
it's
saying?
okay to have children with
No,
with children.
Raj, what you're saying is subjective. Don't say it don't make
No, no,
sense.
no, no,
This
no.
is what you think.
I'm not saying that's. I'm not saying something subjective. I'm saying what you just said. You said treat women like children. I'm saying
Yeah,
if I accept that premise that you're gonna treat women like children, that means you can never have a child yourself.
that's
What you
not
said you
true.
was
That's
willing to
not
do,
true. I'm saying that's not true.
bro. You're saying it's okay to have a child with a child.
They have a childlike mindset. I'm not saying they just they're a child. What and a bunch of other way they grown physically, but to me, yeah, they have like a little girl mindset.
So if they're acting like little girls, would you have a child with a little girl?
Again, Raj, you missing what I'm saying. Like
I'm
I don't,
100% getting what you're saying.
we really ain't got no choice. If this is how women is coming as far as they mindset wise, what do you want men to do if they want to have kids?
Bro, I'm going off what you said. You said we should see women as children.
Right.
I'm
Well, yeah,
saying
we gotta treat them as just
all I'm saying is
like they special needs. I
hold
ain't
on.
gonna lie.
I'm saying okay. Well, if we're
Right.
gonna do that, that means you can't have a child with them because you wouldn't have a child with the child, even if you change it to special
Okay.
needs. Will we have?
Okay.
Who's gonna go to a special needs woman and have sex with her so he can have a baby?
You'll be surprised how many dude guys will do it if she
No,
look
no, no, bro.
if she look. I'm sorry.
And we no nobody honor that. Who honors a man taking advantage of a special needs woman so he can get her pregnant? And don't nobody
Well
honor
then,
that.
well if you look at dating, don't you look at like men have to a certain degree manipulated women to get sex
Bro,
in a way?
you just said women are like children. They have these
Mm-hmm.
childlike minds. So if
Right.
a woman has a childlike mind, how could you as a man be cool with having sex with her?
Because I don't think those two they not the same thing. You can do one and not want to do the other.
You're telling me to look at him as a child. If I'm look at a
Okay,
child, I'm not having.
that don't mean you're looking at them sexually as a child though. Do
Bro,
you understand
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
have sex with children. It's
Oh,
just something
oh,
I avoid doing.
okay. I understand that, but I'm saying you're not looking at them physically as a child. You're
Just,
looking at
just,
them
just,
mentally as a child.
Santana, just find another example, bro, to try to make your point. Just simply do that. Just find another example.
Okay, okay,
No,
okay.
the
No, I'm
thing
saying
is,
no. I'm
you
saying
gotta
it's
be.
do y'all
You,
understand it? I don't have
no,
to
No,
we
make
do
enough room.
no.
understand it. My
Okay,
thing is that's a flawed way of thinking.
okay.
Because if I got to look at her as a child, I can't have sex with her. I've been
Uh,
past the age of having sex with children. That was decades ago.
okay, okay.
So the thing is that don't work. I understand you may be trying to help, but sometimes we got to realize the stuff that we saying, and we got to really examine: does it work or not? If I'm saying it's okay to treat women like children, that means we can't have sex with them. We too old for that, you
Yeah,
know.
I don't look at those two as the same thing,
But they are because you said women.
but they're not. Looking at somebody mentally and physically is two different things, bro. It's like you can be physically attracted to somebody, but not mentally attracted to somebody. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do understand,
He
and
said,
what
Okay,
I'm
that's
hey,
my
he
point.
said,
your
hey,
point is,
Santana said, there's some bad females that's in the Special Olympics, man. He said he done seen a
bro.
couple baddies in the Special Olympics.
Yeah, facts.
At the end of the day, what you are saying is if you're gonna look at women as children, that means you're okay with having sex with children.
Wasn't it a woman? I forgot her name. But she said that women don't mentally mature past 14. I
It,
forgot her name.
it doesn't make a difference what her name is. If you
Huh?
say we're gonna look at them as children, you
But
cannot
that
have sex with them because they're children.
But that was her whole point. Was she said black men have
bro,
to
bro.
start treating black women.
I understand exactly what you're talking about. I know the lady name. I know the clip you saw and everything. But you said we should look at them as children.
That's
And
what she. That's all.
no, no,
That's
no,
pretty
no,
much the
no,
same
no,
thing she
no,
said.
bro. I don't care what she said.
Oh,
If
okay.
you look at a woman as a child and you are willing to have sex with her, you're telling me you're willing to have sex with children.
That's not true.
Is that what you want to stand on?
Do everybody agree with that?
That's what you said, bro.
No.
I agree.
I'm asking everybody. Do everybody
I
agree with
agree.
that?
I agree. Hold on. I agree because at the end of the day, I know Santana is a self-admitted bitch ass nigga. Bitch niggas do shit like go try to
That
fuck
was
a
just
girl. Bitch
that was
nigga, hold
just
on,
weird, bro. That was
Bitch
weird.
niggas
That
do
was
shit like
weird.
try to rape little girls on when they young
What?
age, or like 16 girls they get a chance on them. So bitch niggas do shit like that. And Santana is a self-made bitch ass nigga and a
Roger, what are you
psychic
talking
motherfucker.
about? Roger, what are you
So
talking
He's
that's
about?
his
talking about
personality.
what you said
That's how
yesterday.
he is.
Well, not yesterday, the day before yesterday.
What I
But
say?
we ain't gonna even get into that right now. But this is the thing. As a man, you got to be able to stand on the stuff that you promote. You
I
just said
am.
we got to look at them as children, which means we shouldn't be having sex with them.
That's not. I'm that okay. That's what you say. That's why I'm
No,
asking. Do other people agree?
how do I operate like she's a child, but I will have sex with her? I'm way past the
Okay,
age of
no,
having sex
Roger.
with children.
No, I understand, Roger. I understand your point. I'm just trying to see if other people agree that you can. If you see a person mentally certain way, you see them physically that way as well.
Bro, I have literally talked to a woman that I saw. And I mentioned this woman before. She was mentally disadvantaged,
Yeah,
y'all.
you did. You
The
did. You
woman
did. I
had
remember
an
you talking
issue.
about.
She had an actual sex issue. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she can't control herself from a sexual standpoint. I didn't start having sex with the woman just because I could. She told me she got a real problem. Now, for me to start having sex with her because she has a real problem, or you don't even have to say it's because she has. You only have to say it's because she has a real problem. The thing is, she let me know she has an actual problem. She made me aware of her problem of not being able to control herself sexually. Now, if I start having sex with her, I'm taking advantage of her because she already put it on the table. I can't say I didn't know. So why would I do that?
You already know what Santana gonna do. Oh, you do? Oh man, jackpot.
All right, let's turn it over to usual business. All I'm saying is we got to be careful about the things we say, y'all, as men, and actually start thinking about this stuff sometime. You know,
I'm standing
just
on that,
because you say
Roger.
this is what I'm saying. Just because you say something, and when somebody brings it to you, like, come on, let's think about what you said and see if this is a real thing that we should really be behind. It ain't about trying to be right. Just think about it and say, well, should I really stand on this particular thing?
Roger, I'm standing on that 100%.
You standing on what? 100%.
What I said.
That we should treat women as children, but you still willing to have sex with them.
Yes.
Roger.
Oh,
Roger.
All right,
You gave me my 2 minutes now. Now I'm
go
gonna
ahead,
give you my
use
2 minutes fully, right?
go ahead, use.
Now Santana is a self-made, self-appointed and self-admitted, you know what I'm saying, bitch ass nigga, right? He's gonna try to fuck your girl behind your back, bro. Which most likely mean he'll try to fuck your girl and he'll try to fuck your 16 or 13-year-old or 12-year-old daughter behind your back. Because at the end of the day, bitch ass niggas ain't got no moral. They ain't got no moral compass. They don't even look at the world through the similar eyes. So if you dealing with a bitch ass nigga, bro, you post them down and say, right? That's what they did back in the olden days. That's how you handle bitch ass. What the proper thing you should have said, Santana. Proper thing is, you don't treat women like children. They're the fucking adults, which means they know and understand the right from wrong, right? Because you cannot manipulate any system unless you understand how it works. Just like you go into the what is it? Any what is it? Chemistry set for you to be able to use the different entities and different compounds. You must know how they work. So at the end of the day, bro, Santana is the resident bitch ass nigga who will probably be after your daughter at 12 and 5. So it is what it is, man. I gotta do better.
I don't know how he put those, bro. That's crazy. He put those two things together by me saying that a motherfucker fucking your girl behind your back. He look at that as you a fucking minor. That's
No,
crazy way to look at that,
Santana.
but
No,
okay.
Santana. You just said today that we should look at women as children, and then I said, hey,
Mentally,
no,
bro,
no,
that
no,
you
hold on,
not
though,
catching heat.
hold on, bro. I said, hey, Santana, let's rethink this. Let's stop.
Oh
Let's
my
not put
lord.
out some bad info. And I said, hey, if you're looking at them as children, that means we're saying it's okay to have sex with
Again,
children. And
Roger.
you was like,
Mentally,
no, it's cool. It's cool.
mentally, Roger. Mentally.
We understand that. But my
Okay,
thing
but
is,
you gotta say it.
bro, okay, so I'll say this again, bro. If I determine a woman has a child's mentality, let me just say it like this, bro. If I determine a woman literally thinks like a child, I ain't having sex with her.
Okay.
I'm not looking to have sex with children. It's been a long
That's
time
not
since I wanted sex from a
that's not
child.
Roger. Why are you saying that? It's like, bro, if I'm saying they childlike mentally, why you keep on talking about I'm not having sex with kids? It's like you not. It's like you deliberately trying to do that. You trying.
No, brother.
I don't know why you. I don't know.
If you are truly in a superior position,
Yeah, mentally.
okay. However, even
I'm saying.
it's a
What you mean?
superior
How?
position. This is what I'm saying. As a superior, I got to make a determination on is this okay to do or not? Because I'm the superior. If I'm dealing with a woman who cannot think better than a child, I can't have sex with her.
Okay.
My superior way of thinking says that's wrong. I can't do that. I'd rather deal with a woman who thinks like an adult. I'm not saying she got to be exactly where
Thinks
I'm
like
at.
an adult.
Okay, I'm not
How
saying
does
she got to be exactly where I'm at, but I cannot, you know what I'm saying, be as old as I am saying it's cool for me to have sex with a child on any level.
How does an adult think?
Santana, that's taking advantage of the situation. That's what women have fought, and they're still fighting for their equality. They don't want to be taken advantage of. So that's what he's trying to say. If you got a woman who is deficient and not you're taking advantage of her if you don't look at her as equal. And they fight for equality.
But
That's just what it is.
men have never looked at women as equal. So it's like,
Again, she ain't got to be your equal, but if you see her as far deficient from where you are taking advantage of. You know, in no scenario, if I'm talking to a 5-year-old, do I believe I don't have the advantage? I definitely believe it. I don't care what's going on. I got the advantage.
I ain't going back to no 5-year-old,
If
but
she's
even
15,
back then, long time ago, men used to marry certain ages that
So you gotta be
probably.
so she gotta be 12, bro. So 10 is your that's your age. 10.
All
10
I'm
is
gonna
your age,
say
right?
is, older men have dealt with younger like women before, so dealing with women they age, that's
well,
probably not mentally
I'm
there
Hey, bro,
gonna tell
all I'm
mentally
you.
gonna
far
tell you,
fetched.
bro, y'all be playing. I don't be playing with y'all. This nigga Santani or pedo, bro. Y'all need to keep this nigga off the
A
channel,
All
bro.
pedo.
right. So down, Juju.
I'm married, bro.
Yeah,
I ain't
hold
know.
on.
I'm
So
married.
slow down. At the end of the day, y'all, I'm in a country where 18 is the if you wait to 18, she can consent, man. I'm good. I can wait till she's acting like she at least 18 years old. If she's still acting like she's 15, I don't want her. It's that simple to me, man. If she acting like a 15-year-old, I don't want her. I mean, I can at least wait for the 18. That's all I'm saying. That's what the legal requirement is. You know, and you totally safe no matter where you are in the nation. You're totally safe at 18. I can wait for the 18-year-old. It's not that I ain't gonna die. Okay, she can mentally be 18 and above. Now, shout out to high frequency vibes. He said Roger about to limit us to 5% of the population of women to have sex with. I'm changing the words because I'm not promoting cursing on air. Now, I'm not trying to say that's
Thank
this
you.
brother saying we got to treat them like children. My thing is deal with the ones who act like adults. It solves a whole lot of problems from Jump Street. But let me get these other two gentlemen in. We got two more cats up here. So Inspired Truth, we'll get to you right after we get to the highly esteemed. Her love hole is dangerous. Her love hole is dangerous. You have the flow, my brother.
thank you, Roger, and I appreciate you having us on the panel to talk about something that's very, very important. That apparently, black people. I think black people hate hate their children in general. If I'm being completely honest, we just kind of want to focus on ourselves and not look at the next generation. And Santana's proven that with that conversation y'all was just having just a few seconds ago. See, because if your mother had you out of wedlock, she don't love you. I mean, the point of a mother is to make sure that you have a protector growing up. And any woman that's going to say, I don't need a man to help me raise my child, cannot, cannot love that child. And the way that mothers cope and look for like a ad hoc system to replace a father shows how little care and how little love they have for their children. And then on top of that, keeping the child away from the father, added to the trauma, added to the anxiety, right, of that child, denying that little girl a fatherly love. That's why women are the way now with the six figures and all that other stuff, right? They're asking that because their mother denied them a father, right? They don't know how it is to have unconditional love, right? So now, who gotta make up for that? The black man and niggas like Santana, willfully volunteer, right? We gotta hang that nigga like after the show,
No.
but but right now, we gotta start holding women accountable. All this, they're true. No, that's not no. They are adults. We gotta hold them accountable. We gotta let them know that they're losers, right? Because if you're having a child of the well, like you're a loser. And I'm gonna land my plane there for right now, but we definitely stringing that nigga up later.
Okay, okay. I'm glad you. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got Inspired Truth Broadcasters here. Gotta let him get in.
We gonna
But yeah,
we gonna tar and feather your ass.
yeah. After the show,
We
it's
gonna
going down. Okay,
we gonna tar and feather you.
Damn.
We gonna tar
because
and feather.
I'm gonna let it be known here at the Roger Report Live. I don't agree with none of that stuff he was just talking about. Real talk, y'all. As the
And we
show goes,
gotta
I
this thing
cannot agree
gotta
with those
Shout
sentiments.
out, shout out to Slave Brown 96 for saying that you can separate a woman's mind from her body.
man, you need to get lynched.
I'm gonna just say, don't read comments in the chat if I don't put them on the screen, bro. That's what I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay,
He
because at
needs
the
a
end of the
supporter.
day,
He needs a
I
supporter,
can't roll
Roger.
with you on that one. You went too far. I tried to let you
How?
get.
How? That's I'm just
I'm gonna
saying
let inspired.
mentally.
I'm gonna let
He was
inspired
looking.
to
He was
broadcast get
looking.
in.
He was
But
looking high low for support.
all I'm saying is,
No, I wasn't looking for no support.
all I'm saying is, I saw my brother
Listen,
supposedly walking the plank. I tried to say, hey, bro, you on the plank, don't do it. And then I realized that ain't my brother because he just kept going. That he must not be my brother because he ain't
no, he's
listening to me
not.
at
He's
all.
not.
I
He's
tried
not,
to say,
Roger. But we got support. That oak tree got a lot of support, nigga. Don't worry about it. Now
all
we got
right,
support for that ass. Don't
yeah.
worry about it.
Let Inspired Truth get in here. Okay, a guy that I believe is still my brother. I mean,
No.
go ahead,
Most
Inspired.
definitely, Raj. Most definitely. All right. Peace to you, Raj. Peace to the panel. Peace to the chat. I hope all of y'all are having a wonderful day, including Santana. Like we gotta have some of these disagreements on here. It makes for a
Oh, lynch
better
this
show,
nigga
you
too,
know.
man. Lynch this nigga. We lynching two niggas tonight. Lynch this nigga.
You gotta catch me first. It's gonna be kind of hard to do that in NOLA. All right, so I see a lot going on here. Like I think that maybe the word isn't necessarily hatred. I think maybe the word here is like indifference, and that indifference starts from before the child is even conceived. We saw on that panel with those ladies, and the guys did give a little bit of pushback, which is pretty good. Which is the whole and taking a look and account of your archetype. Like you can have like an archetype that's that's beyond just a physical archetype. You can have characteristics, what that character of that person is. And I think that's kind of a bit of what they were speaking to. That's one part of the problem. Another part of the problem, so picking, trash ass dudes because of your archetype, okay, that's one part. I've seen like chicks like where they've gotten knocked up for a dude that's in prison, like, and that's still an archetype that can exist outside of prison too. You have to take months just to be able to see the dude. You got the women, they'll go after guys that they don't qualify for and that have options, and then they'll get with dude, have a kid, and then act like the dude wasn't was like neglectful of the kid, or like kicked, or didn't do enough for the kid, or whatever the case may be, when she was never with the dude in the first place, then she never qualified for the dude, and the dude had options. And then you have the third thing where they'll actually like split up and split away from a guy that is respectful, that is actually decent, and then they'll run off with the kid, and that'll be another thing that'll occur too. And we'll hear all of these different stories about how these guys were this, that, and the other, and none of that shit is ever like true. So it's like different levels to the same effery. And I guess I'll land with that for now.
Can I say something really quickly?
Hold on, before you say it, let me do this, because we got an innocent man in the chat, okay, and I got to protect this brother, okay. Slade Brown actually said you can separate a woman's mind from her body. You can't mess with a woman that is limited like in the mind or body. Now, notice what he's saying there, y'all. You can separate a woman's mind from her body. Now, look at the second part. You can't mess with a woman that is limited like in the mind or body. So those two statements do not agree with each other. Now, as I stroll down, guess what he said, y'all? He said, I mean can't, which means Slade Brown is saying you can't separate the two, man. Her mind, her body, those go together. That's what Slade Brown is saying. So I'm saying that to defend his honor, because he unfortunately got attacked when he shouldn't have been, because shouldn't nobody just be reading stuff in the chat unless I highlight it to the screen. But I can accept people didn't know no better. But Slade Brown ain't rolling with that. Okay, that ain't how he rolling. So I'm gonna say shout out to Slade Brown.
I want to say something quickly because it really grinds my gears. Right, there are things that are universally right and universally wrong. How women go about raising children is wrong. Having children out of wedlock is morally wrong, biblically wrong, societally wrong. It is wrong. And having dissenting opinions for the sake of conversation is unnecessary. Some things we need to be a stickler about. No dissenting view, no exception, take a hardcore line, no compromise. And when it comes to children, we need to have a no-nonsense, no non-forgiving rules. And this is why women need to be held accountable. Because at the end of the day, the person that loses is a child in their future. Because she cannot be held accountable by society, by culture, or by law. If you cannot afford a divorce attorney, then you should not have gotten married, number one, and you don't get a divorce. And the fact that these little piglets won't even enforce the law when you call them to see your child is diabolical. That's why I can't stand these pigs. And I'll let my plane there.
And I'm gonna reiterate, because society does help women keep this false narrative going that you could see your child, you're just not working hard enough too. But again, you can't call no government agency and say, hey, I'm supposed to be picking up my kid at 2:00 this afternoon. Can I have some police meet me there? Can I have any form of government agent meet me at this such and such address so I can actually pick my child up? That's not gonna happen. Now, if I'm wrong about this, somebody let me know, because I don't know that this can happen. And I don't even see how men to be complaining if this was that easy. They could just call and people gonna make the woman turn the child over.
And you know what? And when the police come, a lot of times it's like a really hot chick too, which is diabolical because she ain't gonna. A woman's not gonna snatch the baby from another woman.
I mean, that's something else to be dealt with from an emotional standpoint. What man is gonna look at this woman crying out for her child and gonna take that baby from her? That's already gonna do something to a man. And then another woman, she gonna give me the baby so I can turn it over, and she gonna sit there and throw a fit and fall on the floor, start crying. Y'all know the stuff women do. Who gonna do that? Well, baby, well, man, we understand, but we got to give the man his child. They ain't finna do that. So society is gonna help the nonsense keep going, and that's just what it is. And we as men, we've let this narrative go on way too far. We are decades into a false narrative that needs to be pushed back on immediately. Okay? So when the next time anybody talks to you about how men have been abandoning children for years and years and years, I need y'all to start asking these women, are you talking about the civil rights era men? Is that who you talking about? Because if we go too far back, we had the civil rights again. You talking about people from around the year 1964? Is that when they were doing it? Who was abandoning the kids? Okay. Are you talking about the people in the 80s? That when the black community was trying to push forward to get stuff together to show that we can be on our own? Are you talking about those people? Is those the guys that abandoned their kids? Was it the Vietnam War veterans? Was those the guys abandoning? Like, who were these people that was just out here in mass abandoning children? Well, see, let me just say this: we won't even ask women stuff like that. Point it out to me. What decade we talking about where all these kids got abandoned and these families were abandoned? All that? Tell me the decade, because I want to know.
No, you know what, Roger? I think it is more men starting to question that narrative. Because, like I said, I was talking to this feminist, and she was saying that same cap ass stuff, talking about men are leaving women with babies and this, that, and third. I'm like, nah, sweetheart, you got to confuse. What's going on nowadays is a woman meeting a man, they start getting it on, she get pregnant, and that's how it happened. Ain't no we've been together and I leave. No, this was just the hookup thing and you got pregnant. I literally had to break that down to her.
But the thing is, you gotta say no one ever got abandoned. And that's why and I'm saying what men also need to start saying is point out the decade to me so I can know which one you're talking about. Are you talking about the 50s, the 40s, the 30s? What decade are you talking about?
They got to.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying as men, because we're not doing it. Specifically, ma'am, what decade are you talking about where this mass of black men start abandoning folks? What decade are you talking about? See, once you get the decade, then you can deal with what the argument is for that particular decade. Because it ain't no actual decade. But the thing is, as long as men won't ask the question, it look like they right.
On top of all of that, the guy might not even be the dad. It's just like, oh, okay, I got with this dude, I got with that dude. I think I like this guy a little bit more. I think this guy has a little bit more to offer. So I'm just going to say that was the father.
No, facts, though.
Because I want to know, it's a bunch of court shows and it's a bunch of television shows. And you know what I'm saying? I'm going to say shout out to Maury Povich. I might get that white man a lifetime achievement award. Maury Povich done busted more women lying about some dude getting her pregnant. And it's been a gang of black ones. Now, I know his show wasn't strictly black folks, but he had a gang of, hold on, let me just say this. He had a gang of black men go on that show to face, you know what I'm saying, what happened with this DNA test, and a gang of black men been told that's not your child. Gang of black men. I mean, let's just keep it real. Maury basically changed the whole show to just that. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say, don't forget about the cameraman either. Like the cameraman in that show, shout out to them brothers too. Every time them girls tried to run off, man, they was right behind them. Like, nah.
You know,
They was
you
on
know,
them.
you
So
you
shout
know,
out to those guys, man. Some of the best cameramen in the industry. I hope
But
they
that's
got
what.
good pensions, man.
But that's why I want men to start confronting women about what decade are they talking about. Because we can look at all that stuff was popping strong. That stuff was popping strong in maybe the 2000s. Probably was popping somewhat strong in the 90s and all. We can put what when we talking about. You need to tell me when we talking about. Because the later we
Man,
get
it was
into
women
stuff, the
going on
more
that show.
my point is the
It
later
was
we
women
go.
going on that show.
Hold on. The later we go, the more the DNA has exposed that it's been a lie. Okay, but before we had the DNA, now we're dealing with really social issues where black men and black women was dealing with real stuff such as Jim Crow and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like make them pick the decade. If they talking about their granddaddies, okay, make them pick the decade. If they talking about their daddies, make them pick the decade. If they talking about right now with them, make them pick the decade so we can show that there is no proof that there was any mass abandonment in that particular decade. But we got to make them pick it. That's all I'm saying. We got to. We can't just let them run a narrative and don't ask no questions about when did it happen. But go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it was some women going on more like 3, 4 different times and still couldn't find it.
I saw some chick on there. She was
Oh man.
I think one woman she had tested up to, I believe it was like 18 men. So, that type of stuff happens.
Oh
you
man.
know,
That type of stuff happens.
Lord,
you know,
Lord,
you know,
Lord, Lord.
as much as it can be funny, it's kind of sad too, because I seen this stat that it said, like, I think it was like 40% of kids that's tested in America, not the original father, I guess, whoever signed the birth certificate, they not the actual father, and that's only the kids that's tested. So, like, just imagine how many men out here raising kids that's not theirs, and just, oh my god, bro, that's
But the issue is this is proof that they hate their children.
fact.
Because
Well,
from a kid perspective, how do you have a kid by another man and don't tell the child? Now, that's one thing to have it from the guy. I understand you had it from the guy because you on your sneaky stuff with that guy. But how do you not tell the child that this man ain't your father?
what's really that's going on? That's my sister actually got that situation that's going on right now, and I hate to put that out.
So Santana, the dude who's known, who's got the moniker icon is, I'm gonna try to fuck your
You,
wife behind your back. If mad and upstate or has some kind of feelings about quote
Is
unquote
it? I
finding
can't. I
out
You're
who
can't.
too
his
low.
kid
We
you
can't
daddy
hear
is.
you,
sound
man.
far away, usual. You sound very far
Santana,
away.
Santana, you don't want to hear none of this. You don't want to hear none of this, man.
I
Yeah.
thought it
Drop
was
off,
just
drop
me.
off real fast. Hold on. No, just y'all get the phone out of here. Are we
Yeah,
necessarily
get that
upset
cheap.
that
Get that cheap
Santana, the
ass
Now
man
phone
who
out of
hold
here.
personally
on.
says,
Let
who
me
personally
let
says,
me
I'm trying to
listen to
fuck your wife behind your
hold
back,
on, usual.
is
Usual. Do
upset
me
at people
usual.
raising these stupid
Usual.
kids. And it's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black. That's the
I'm
thing,
trying to tell
bro.
him
I
I
don't
don't
think
know
he can hear.
what y'all
I
talking
was
about,
trying to
but
tell him to
that
start
seems
over.
kind of odd to me, bro.
I Hey, usual business. Can you hear me? Usual business. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Yes. Yeah.
Just do
Yeah.
me a favor. I was trying to get you to start that over from the beginning so you can be totally clear. Say that one more time, brother. Say that one more time.
So are we surprised that Santana, the man himself who said, bro, I'm trying to fuck your wife behind your back, is clearly upset about quote unquote kids not being raised by their fucking father. But it's kind of like what is it, the kettle calling the goddamn pot black,
Bro,
bro.
bro,
Because
get
I
that
mean,
cheap
ain't you the
ass
number one
phone
supporter
out
of
of
that, my
here.
nigga? I mean, that's literally your goddamn calling card, bro. I'm a bitch ass nigga. And I'm trying to fuck your wife behind your back.
Hey, get that cheap ass phone out of here,
Hey,
bro.
hey,
Like,
hey! Don't do that and try to say something about his connection when he
bro, he
making
been
a.
calling me a bitch ass nigga. All I
No, but
said
you
was about
no no
his
no.
phone.
You said that yourself and he picked up on it. You know what I'm saying? If
Rod,
you go listen to the show from a couple days
okay,
ago,
Rod.
you said
Okay,
that about
Roger.
yourself, and now he's
Roger.
using it against you.
Okay, Roger. Okay, I understand that. I don't remember that, but I'm gonna take your word for it. All I'm gonna say is that I look at it like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm more the type of person where I ain't got no love unless it's harming kids. If that, if y'all can understand that, and I got a soft spot because I didn't been in certain situations that kind of, you know, I don't know.
Okay, hold on real quick. You was about to say something about your sister. What was you about to say on that in that regard?
Oh, my sister, my sister she got like 4 kids. And 3 of her kids is by this guy she actually been with since she was like, man, 16. Right now she about like over 40, and they've been together. But it was a stint where he went to jail, and she started messing with this other guy, and got pregnant by him and wound up keeping the baby. Now my niece, I think she just graduated, was crazy. Yeah, she just graduated. And my sister ain't even came out and told her, who her real father is.
Okay,
We actually
the guy, did he go to jail or did he go to prison?
uh the guy that she been with for like over 20 years, he went to prison.
Okay, so how many years we talking he was out the picture?
Well, during those 20 plus years they was together, he was kind of in and out. So it was kind of, he was going. It was like he was going to be gone for 3-4 years here, maybe
Okay,
a
okay.
couple more
Well,
years here.
that last thing when she got pregnant by somebody else, how long was he gone on that one?
Oh,
About
shit. I think it was probably about 4-5 years. I can't be sure. Maybe a little less. I can't be sure, but it
okay,
was maybe 3 to 5 years.
okay. I just want to make sure it was enough time for you to actually be sure that that was not his kid. That's
No
all.
facts. No facts. Facts. But it's the fact that they've been telling her that this been her father all the way up until this point, and she 18 now. To me, I thought they should have been told her because it's not like we don't know the guy. Me and my brother, this is actually his homie. And he kind of came up with him. And, we actually know this guy and we didn't seen him multiple times. He didn't even told us, like, he got other kids that know about my niece and, how he want to be in her life. But my sister, I guess, she feels some kind of way about
The truth.
of having to tell her daughter that you the only one that's not I guess this is not your father in a way. Like the rest of the kids got the same father but her. So I guess she didn't want to tell her that. I don't know. It's messed up in a way.
This other guy, was he ever in jail?
Um I can't say probably was, but I know definitely is he been wanting to be in the kid's life.
So I mean, he been willing to pay.
Yeah, it's been my sister that's been kind of, been doing that. I
Like,
can't.
yeah, y'all see what happens when you start caring about what women want?
Oh
Because he
shit!
care about what she wants, which is why he's able to keep the daughter and the other guy, the main guy. I'm gonna call him that.
I finna say because
That
he definitely still in the
no,
picture.
I'm saying that the outside guy. That's what I'm gonna
Okay.
call him, the outside guy and the main guy. The outside guy care about what the woman wants, which is why he ain't been able to have the relationship that he wants to have with his own daughter because he care about
Mhm.
what she wants. The main guy don't know that that's not really his kid because he care about
Nah,
what
nah, he
she wants.
know. Nah, he know. The guy
The
that my
main
sister
guy,
been
the,
the guy that
the
been with my
main guy.
sister. Yeah, he been new, but I guess he look at it like he been with my sister all this time. He got 3 kids with her, so he kind of play that role as that's his
What?
child
Okay.
too.
Are you saying you believe he knows, or is
No, I
the
definitely no. He know. We are
or
everybody
them
know.
they discussed it and it's a family thing that
Yes,
that's not his kid
uh, uh,
actual child?
bro. He was gone for them years, so in a way
No,
he came back
bro.
and thought that was his
I'm
kid.
just asking. Has the family accepted? He's stepdad to that last kid. Has the family accepted that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that she damn near 18 yet and she don't know who her real father is. So
Now,
again I look at women. I got clear examples of who women are just looking at my family.
now,
So
my
I
question is, how do you see your sister because she's done that for such a long period of time too?
selfish. You know, very selfish. And yeah, man. Like I said, I got clear examples of who women are looking at my family. So
So the
that's how I learn.
hatred can hit close to home. You know, that can happen to anybody's family. So my thing is, that's on that woman at the end of the day. That ain't on nobody else. It's on that woman. You
I mean,
know.
it's even you brung up like these paternity shows and stuff. It's a lot of people that's going on these shows with their parent trying to figure out who their father is. Like it's man.
Well, the mamas always know. It ain't like the women don't know.
No, I gotta interject a little bit. It's the nigga's fault too, because if he knows and the real dude father knows, they need to say something. They need to say something because it ain't about her; it's about the child.
Well,
It's
so
about
you
the
saying they should say something to my niece?
yeah.
Nah,
Well,
bro, you don't nah.
now
Yes,
I'm gonna say flag on the play. It ain't they fault. Now they could do something about it.
no. If I know that this girl is mine, or I know
No,
this
no,
girl
no,
ain't mine,
brother, hold on. I'm not arguing they shouldn't say something, but let's keep the facts what it is. If a child doesn't know who her dad is or his dad is automatically on the mother
it's
because
everybody's fault.
because the mother has to keep that secret. Now the issue with other people is, and this is what I was saying. I'm bringing out about the two men. When you care more about what that woman wants than what's the right thing, you aid in the bed in nonsense. That's the only thing we're getting out of helping women with
So
their nonsense.
And this
We
what
got
I this
well,
and this what I don't.
hold on, let me make one point. We got an 18-year-old girl who could have been known who her dad was if the two guys involved was not so worried about how she gonna react because they know the truth. At the end of the day, forget what she wants. Just do what's right.
I'm gonna say this. Okay, the that woman is diabolical. She definitely is to blame. However, there's other people that should be blamed too. The both men that know the one guy that know the first guy definitely knows not his kid. He is to blame because he is still playing in that little girl's face, also aiding and abiding and causing her pain later down the road. Now, and the dude that's outside of jail that know that this is his kid, he needs to be like, hey, he should have been talked to her. And then on top of that, Santana, anybody in your family that knows the truth, man, I have to respectfully say, man, you guys are horrible people.
Hey, you know what? This what I don't like about us sometimes.
Why in the
This what I don't
world?
like about us black men
Listen to
But
sometimes.
you
this.
know what? But you know one thing,
Why
being a
in the
bitch ass
world?
nigga is a dissension
Bro,
thing. It don't come to the tree.
Roger, why you study letting him mess up the conversation, bro?
Hold on, can I land, please? Can I land? Why in the world, bro? Why in the world would you go with your sister when this little girl ate? I mean, you know what? You know what? Because we know studies on this, right? Little girls in those situations are going to end up having kids outside of wedlock. Little girls like that are going to end up in jail, selling their bodies, be on the pole, right? We know what happens to girls like that, and you guys don't say shit just
You know,
because your sister's uncomfortable. That's
okay,
fucked up.
you know what,
That's
and
fucked
you know
up.
what, and this what I don't like about us sometimes in a way, bro. If you go hit a random and you come at her, to me, you done gave up whatever say you had. I don't know why would you come in a random, and I don't want to call my sister no random, but if that's not your woman, bro, you shouldn't be coming at her. And you
No,
shouldn't
but
even,
my point is this: if my sister got pregnant by some dude and I found out about it and she told me not to tell the child, I'm still going to tell the child.
boy, your ass crazy, man. What's wrong with dude?
Hold on, y'all. First of all, if somebody can help Great Black Reset out because he asking for the link, you know, I know it ain't showing up as I put it in the chat. So can somebody please help Great Black Reset out and make a link available for him?
Hell no,
No,
man. That
number
nigga, all right,
two,
he be all right.
Couldn't
number
be
two,
possible.
number two. We gotta do better when describing a situation. Blame goes to a person who doesn't.
No blame
So
goes to everybody.
no, hold on. The blame is on the woman. She
No.
did it.
Exactly.
She did it. Only she could actually do this, where she can have a baby by somebody else and then not disclose that to the child. That's on her. Now, the other people who know, yes, you got to actually think about this. And I'm showing y'all, because I'm sure people don't like me saying it. Black men have been socialized to be afraid of women. What is stopping these other people from telling their relative what's going on with them? Because if you're my niece, I do got a right to tell my niece something I think my niece needs to know, because she's my niece.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
Okay,
only
question.
the
Like,
socialization of being afraid of women is why I don't tell.
No, I disagree.
Hold on. Let me make my point. The guy who already got the 3 kids by her, at the end of the day, why is he not telling her? If you're going to be in the picture, you're going to play stepdaddy. Stepdaddy got to teach kids right stuff too. So why aren't you telling? Because a lot of people are like, well, I don't think it's my place. No, that's we do have fears sometimes of what's going on. And we fear that woman, so we don't say nothing. And we let a lot of nonsense go way further than what it should go because of that fear we got.
Right, and you're the.
I think us black men, we move accordingly.
If you perpetuate the blame, you got to take accountability for that. You got to take accountability.
Who is us? We ain't the same as you, bro.
was there a DNA test, or are we just saying that that's the suspected father?
Well, he's saying ain't no DNA test involved, but the guy was away for such a long period of time in prison. He know that can't be his kid.
Right.
Okay, well, how do we know it was this other guy? It could be a third guy or a fourth guy or a
But
fifth
that's
guy.
not the point, bro. That's not the point. The point is that the child should have known from the giddy up. That's the point.
Wait a minute. Are you saying what the child should know who his daddy is?
I'm trying to understand. Okay, wait. At what age do y'all think it's appropriate to tell a kid this ain't your father?
As soon as they old
Hey, ASAP. ASAP.
Wait. Time out. One person. Wait, what age?
We all said the same thing.
The age of understanding. If you tell a 2-year-old, it don't make no difference.
Exactly.
But you
So
tell
what age?
As soon as you believe the child will understand.
Yep.
Okay, so you saying you ain't gonna put an age on it. You just gonna it's what you saying. Hold on, Roger. What you saying is it's subjective to the parent. Guess when the parent thing. So hold on, because this is what you just said. You said tell the child when they I guess they fully understand. That could be whenever age.
No, most kids would understand by 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah, 5 or 6 years old. Yeah. But like, for example, I'll give you. Hold on. I'll share this with you, right? My father, he remarried, right? After he divorced mine, he remarried, and he adopted a little girl. And my father told her, but his wife didn't want her to know that she adopted because they adopted her from birth. But my father told her at 5 years old, saying that we love you, blah blah blah, but you were adopted. She came out fine and she understood because they were honest with her.
So in this case here, like with the guy being in and out of jail as the stepdad, I wouldn't advise like random people saying, hey, this is not your father, this other dude is your father. Like that one really does need to be between the mom and the daughter.
It should happen between the mom and daughter, but realistically, if they don't take care of their business after a certain period of time, and then you step in and handle it for them because they didn't do it, then
Roger, hold on. You putting a set time on which they should tell that child, right?
5 years old. 5 years old. That's when my
father. Hold on, I'm asking Roger. Hold on.
Bro, I'm saying 5 to 6 years old is old enough for a kid to understand a basic thing about we love you, but you didn't come from us.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people who expand that. I'm still your daddy. It's just that we don't have the same blood. Like me and your brothers and sisters, we got the same blood. I love you, but me and you don't have the same blood. You don't come from me. Kids understand that stuff.
Yes, they do. When my father told his adopted daughter at 5 years old to say, hey, you were adopted, and they had the conversation. I mean, it wasn't just one time, it was over and over, but eventually she understood and got with it. It would have been worse if she was fucking 18 years old. Then you unload that shit.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Roger. let's say if you do tell a child at 5 years old that all of y'all ain't got the same daddy, and they grow up to, I guess, feel left out, or or whatever the case may be, because there's sometimes a kid they got a different father, whatever. They might think that the other one's getting special treatment, whatever, and they might
Mhm.
hold that resentment as they get older. Would
What they
you
got?
you excuse what's
No,
that?
no. What's your question? Go ahead. Ask the
Uh,
question.
so you would rather go that path of maybe they might feel this way, or have them raised up to think nothing is the problem, everything is okay, everything is good, and they be that way. Which way you would rather pick?
I 100% rather my child know the truth. Even if I'm the person who accepted some kid that ain't really mine, I want that kid to know the truth.
Yep.
Even if that might change their perception of their childhood, huh?
Don't care. I
Why?
want my child to know the truth.
But Roger, can I say
See,
something? And before Reset get in here, because I know he's been
Well,
waiting, and
since
I'm
it's before reset, go ahead.
all right. So I just wanna really say this, right? To be
Haters.
honest, is actually the opposite, because not only was she okay, I have friends in college that were adopted, and they were fine because people were honest with them, right? When you're not honest and you live all those years deceiving that person, that's where the pain, hurt, and distrust comes in. But if you're honest up front, right, you don't have those issues. And number two, bro, the father's in jail all the time. So what do you mean mistreatment? The nigga in jail all the time.
he
Well,
was
not
he was
not
kind of
not.
he was out
Hold,
when they was.
hold
I'm
on, hold
sorry,
on,
Roger.
hold
Okay.
on. Well, I'm not gonna allow y'all to interchange jail and prison, because that's two different things. Because prison is for people who've already been convicted. There's not even a question on did they did a crime or not, according to the law. Not saying the law gonna be
Well,
right
let
all
me
the
let me say
time,
this.
but
The dude
prison
spends
is a
more
different
time.
level than jail.
Then let me say this: the dude spends most of the time with correctional people than
What
his
I'm
with.
what I'm what I'm saying is that when he's out of jail and he's with my sister and he's with his kids,
When he's out of
that girl.
prison.
But hold on, wait. That I understand. Well, I wasn't finna go that
No, no, no.
direction.
But
But I'm saying
you said he was in and out of prison, correct?
yes, yes.
And the reason that has to be said because that gives a different indication of who
Okay,
we're talking about. So,
right.
okay, we got a man that's steady going back and forth to prison. That
Yeah,
says something about him. Go ahead.
maybe okay, maybe a handful. I don't want to say like 4 or 5 times, but maybe like 2 or 3 times in her childhood. And okay, but when he's out of jail, he's with my sister, he's with his kids, and he's doing what he got to do. Now it's easy for that kid. It ain't because I'm seeing people talking about they lying to the kid. If I'm always in the kid's life and that kid is looking at me as a father, whatever the case may be, just because I didn't tell this kid I'm not their father, I don't look at that as a bad thing. Or even, I don't know. I don't look at it that way, bro. I don't.
It ain't
Maybe
about
it's me.
you. You
Maybe
not
it's
the
me.
kid. It ain't about you. You made an
Exactly.
adult decision to do however
Exactly.
you wanted to do. The child should get the truth, period. Because the child got to live its own life that
Exactly.
won't include you forever. You gonna
Exactly.
die at some point. The child still gonna be here nine
Yep.
times out of 10. So it ain't about you.
I
But
think
let
we
me let
looking at it from a man's. My bad. I'm
now we
sorry.
looking at it from a child's standpoint. The child gotta
I
live
we
in the
can
world when you're already dead.
we can't look at it from a little girl's point
No,
of
no,
view of it because we ain't never
bro.
been there.
I gotta get Great Black Reset in, but that's not what we're doing. The plan for a parent is to die before their child. The child will eventually be left without you. The child needs to know the truth because the child got to live its life.
Mm-hmm.
But Great Black Reset, go on, get in there, brother.
Hey, reset before
Fellas,
you go, man. Before you go,
how
reset.
y'all
You ain't
doing?
shit.
How
You
y'all
ain't shit,
doing?
nigga.
I I wanna apologize to the chat that y'all been having to listen to this squawking going on up here. I am here to restore order. Listen, man, some people adopt children because they disappointed in the children they already got. See, they was able to go to the store and pick out what they wanted when they went and adopt that child. See, ain't nothing wrong with telling the child, listen, you my favorite. Because I've been disappointed in these niggas a long time. So I went and picked out what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Go on and tell them. Go on and tell them. Because that's what really be
You
going
a
on.
funny
That's the
motherfucker,
truth.
bro.
That's the truth.
I'm gonna
That's the
respond.
truth.
I'm gonna
You
respond with this
know,
cock.
you know, with the rest of y'all niggas that came out your daddy nutsack, he was just shooting dice and kept coming up with craps. I'm sick of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So after hot sauce came out, my man had to go to the stove. That's all that happened now. You know what I'm saying? So he told her, "Hey, you my favorite," and she went on with that. She like, "Hey, I'm daddy's favorite. This is what it is, right?" So you got to tell your children the truth. Now y'all know Santana got a problem with the truth. He got a problem with the truth. He want to help these women keep on with these lies they've been telling in the black community. That's just what this is, man. Santana can't accept the truth. And the truth is, women have children for means of control, child support, Section 8, and all these things. As long as those children are financial assets and they can have some semblance of control in your life, you can't move out the county and all this other stuff, they with it. As soon as those children are no longer financially viable, they don't give a shit no more. And I'm gonna land my plane there.
All right, real quick, because somebody dropped the link. We got Bruce on Wayne trying to get up here. He's saying, "Where's the link?" Y'all know when I'm dropping it, it ain't even
I
showing
stole
up
it.
today.
I
We
stole it.
we ran
I
out of
stole
links. We ain't got no more links. We ran
it.
out.
Yeah, Ice took it, nigga. Ice took it. So
I'm gonna say this, y'all. We do gotta really consider what's best for the children. You know, I know the court talk about what's best for children all the time and don't do it. So I'm gonna say, just to kind of go toward what you were saying, Santana. What do I want for my child? Now, if I accepted a child, you know what I'm saying? If I, decide to be a stepdad, that means I accept that this is my child. If I'm raising this child like it's my own flesh and blood, what would I want for my own flesh and blood? I would want my own flesh and blood to be equipped with the truth. That's just a realistic thing to me. If I'm gonna treat them like they mine, why wouldn't I tell my kid the truth? How does my child get an advantage without knowing what the truth is? That's what I'm looking at.
And if you think about it, black men have been complaining for years about we've been lied to about our heritage. We've been lied to about who we are. We don't know who we are because we've been lied to. And now we're gonna co-sign on lying to our children about who they are. Make that make sense?
I mean, there's men who don't want to be in a stepdaddy position at all. It shouldn't be forced on them because some woman lied to them about this baby is yours. Then you got men who will volunteer to be stepfather. Well, if he gonna actually raise that child like it's his, what he's supposed to do? When you treat somebody like they're your own, which we do it even as adults, we start treating people like family who ain't actually family. We do this all the time. So if I treat you like family, am I gonna slap your hand just because you went in the fridge? I can't say you like family, then I gotta monitor what you take out the fridge. You don't do that to family. You see what I'm saying?
You
If
don't?
you family. You do that to children because they don't know how to monitor themselves. But when people grow up, when your cousin visits you, do you tell your cousin he can't eat something out your fridge?
Well, not that specifically, but I tell my peoples when they wrong.
Well, I'm saying,
Why you want to tell your sister she wrong?
Good point.
Go on, Roger.
So you gonna tell him? So you gonna go tell him?
No, he ain't. He just conceded.
Hey, I'm gonna tell
I
him.
give him credit for saying
Hey,
good point. I give him credit for saying good point because he could fix that problem today if he wanted to.
Right, exactly. That's why I say you gonna go tell him.
No, he said good point. He said good point, so he
All
at
right,
least
well,
relented on that. He at least
It's
relented on
once.
that.
when you tell us that, let us know.
One
One
step
step.
at a time with your
I guess
twin
so.
brother. One step at a time. We gotta work on it. We gotta work on it.
No,
Yeah.
we
Now,
fighting, man. We fighting,
Hey,
bro.
what's crazy? What's crazy is that Roger, I got it's another similar situation with my brother's baby mama. I ain't gonna throw that. That's only if
It's a
y'all want to hear
family
me.
look,
affair.
That's what
I,
I'm saying. But
It's
I'm
a
sorry.
I
family
told you that.
I'm
I
saying,
told you that shit
affair.
running the
it,
family, bro. I thought I
look,
was lying when
look,
I said it, bro. That
Man,
shit running the family, bro.
hey, I ain't gonna lie. I got a family full of women. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I got clear
We
examples of
we
what
can
who
we
women are.
can we can tell. We can
look,
tell.
look,
Right,
y'all.
facts.
Okay, look. Let's remember the audience is the most important. At the end of the
Okay.
day, if when you gonna treat people like family, you gotta treat them like family. And if I accept you as family, whether you are in a stepchild situation or you just, you become another brother or cousin, because I got a cousin who accepted this person as a brother or a sister, whatever. So if you family, you family. Now my thing is I can't see family and then treat you like you're not family, but steady professing that you are family. I don't buy into all that. If you family and you in a stepchild situation, which means I want what's best for you, like you're one of mine, then I need to equip you for the world that you're gonna have to deal with. That's what men do. We equip our children with information because we understand they're gonna have to go into a world that ain't gonna necessarily treat them fairly. So how could I tell this young this young step kid that I swear I love and treat like mine, but I won't tell him the truth about himself? How do we how you square that circle? I'm looking in your eyes on a regular basis, talking about, no, I love you, just like I'm saying to the other kids, I love them, but I won't tell you the truth about yourself.
Roger is quite simple, bro. When you have the power of bitch assness, you know what I'm saying? You can do a lot of things, bro. It is in its own sense a superpower.
What?
This nigga out of control. This nigga out of
Look,
control.
user, I'm trying to make a point to get him to think about the
I wish, I wish, I
situation.
wish, I wish he'd make. I wish he'd make one.
you know, I'm saying we got to look at things from a very realistic standpoint sometimes. And I know a lot of guys, y'all gonna always be against, but just don't be no stepfather. My thing is, men get a choice. If you want to go down that road, I can't tell you not to, but I do think you should be prepared to do certain things if you're gonna go down that road. And my thing is, if you're gonna be a good stepfather, how do you look at your child in the face and profess your love to that child if you are unwilling to help your child by the child knowing the truth?
Yeah.
I don't get that. I ain't figured that one out. You know, I, I,
And
I
Nah, yeah,
if you think
let
if
usual
you
business answer that.
no. If you don't stop. If you
Oh, I
think
got you, I
about it,
got you, I got you, I
Santana.
got you, I got you,
No,
I got
wait,
hold on,
wait,
hold
wait,
on, hold
wait,
on, hold on,
no,
hold
no,
on.
no,
I
no. You
got him.
finna get off my ground. No, no.
don't be
Y'all be
provoking to
playing with
no
me, bro.
foolishness. Don't
Don't
be
feed
provoking
into
to
it.
no
Don't
foolishness,
feed
guys.
into
Come
it.
on
Don't
now.
feed into it, man. Santana, if you think about it, you know the truth of what your sister did. And isn't it a little bit uncomfortable sometimes to be around this person and knowing that they don't know? See, even when we tell the truth, sometimes it cleanses our spirit when we tell the truth to an uncomfortable truth to somebody that we love and we care for. It helps
Honest,
everybody.
right? I to a certain degree, I agree with you because it is kind of. It could be uncomfortable being in the room with somebody that you know something about them that they don't know.
Right.
But you know,
Just think
it's
about
not.
it. Don't defend yourself. Just think about that. Why is it uncomfortable? Ask yourself that question. Why is it uncomfortable sometimes when I'm
It's
around this person?
trust me. I'm talking about in any situation to be uncomfortable knowing something about somebody that and they don't know. To me,
Well, can you put yourself in a child's position? What if you was in that child's position? And would you? I mean, would you like to grow up thinking that your daddy ain't your dad? Actually, would you like to grow up thinking this guy that's not your daddy is your daddy? Because that's the child's position. Would you want that for yourself?
oh hell no.
Well, if you wouldn't want it for yourself, just get a kid what you will want
But
for
but
yourself.
but I think you agree, Roger. Or maybe I'm wrong. But that no, I take that back because I think you didn't. That nobody is in that position to tell their child, but the mother, the person to me that lied to her.
Now, I'm not saying nobody's in that position. I'm saying that's the mother is to blame because she created the situation. So she should be the person that tells the child. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is it's a false expectation that we put out in the world that everybody else who finds out the truth or knows the truth, something like that, can't do nothing about it. I'm a grown man. How you gonna monitor what I tell my niece?
So I
Now,
want to say something, if
no,
I
well, let
could.
me just say this. Let me just say
I
this.
don't know about
A
that,
person,
Roger.
no. A person can make certain issues about their child because it is their child.
Exactly.
But my thing is, there's things that come with it. So if you, just like I've said before on air, if you give me a child that I can't discipline, you can't give me that child. It's
So,
your kid, do what you want, but you can't have your child around me, and I can't discipline your child if your child start acting a fool. Those two
so,
things ain't gonna go together.
so I want to say this. First and foremost, if anybody would want to know who their real father is, right? That's just common sense. So let's just get that out there saying it would be wrong. Every child would want to know who their real father is. Number two, you don't have a right to demand that I continually lie to a person if I don't want to lie, because that is what you're asking. You're asking every time I see this girl, I have to lie and I have to pretend and fake like, oh yeah, this is your father, and we have to play make believe. I'm a grown ass man. I don't have to do anything. So is it the mother's responsibility to tell her first? Yeah. But if the mom doesn't do it, then I'm gonna do it.
Hey Roger, let me. I want to get y'all input on this other one too, because like I said, it's one by my
Hold
brother's
on.
baby mama. Nah, I'm gonna make this real. I'm gonna make this real quick. I recently just got back in contact with my brother's BM. It's probably been maybe almost 6 years, probably.
You knocking
I
her down too?
I ain't. I told I'm married, bro. I'm not on that, bro.
Okay.
I recently got in
I,
contact with her. I guess in a way she's feeling she's feeling away because the kids have gotten a little older now. Let me add more context. This my twin brother, and he wound up having twins with this girl.
oh,
My
it's
twin
two of
brother,
y'all.
that
Oh my
man,
god.
okay, yeah, whatever. But yeah, he recently passed away, years ago. Like
Oh man, sorry to hear
uh,
that, bro.
it's all good. It's all good.
Hold on. You say he passed away?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Your brother passed away.
my twin brother. Yeah,
Okay, sorry to hear that, but go ahead. Okay.
and yeah, it happened some years ago though. And you know, but before he passed away, they kind of fell out because they got into it, whatever, and she kind of took the kids away, and he passed away, and she kind of got into it with the family as well as they was breaking up because. I was at work, but I was hearing that she was calling my mama and my sister a bunch of fat black bitches and gorillas and all that mine, and I was like taken back because they said she was out there going crazy, and she even said some things after he died. But now I think after since they have gotten older, she said that they have came to her, now they starting to ask questions, and I guess that's why she didn't kind of reached out to me. But she didn't tell them that he died. She told them that I thought was kind of weird. She told them that he went to jail for hitting her. Now I didn't want to tell her that was kind of fucked up to tell them. But again, I just wanted to get y'all input on that because to me it's
You didn't
kind of
want to tell
recent.
them. You didn't want to
Cool,
tell
cool.
his
Can I do it?
BM
Can I do
that
it?
it was messed
Can
up.
I do it?
Just-
We
Can
gonna
I do
Yeah,
it?
we
nah,
gonna
yeah,
let you
hell
do.
yeah, nah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
We gonna let you do business.
okay,
yeah. Go
okay.
ahead.
All right. The power of bitch ass. Now I'm not calling you a bitch ass on this one, right? But through the power of bitch ass, you can do amazing things, right? It's like a covering power. It's like not having no empathy for nobody else, right? When you ain't got no empathy necessarily for anybody else, bro, what did that 2 year old life mean in your eyes? Because you see what I'm saying? Because you a bitch ass, right? See what I'm saying, right?
Huh?
You ain't got no empathy. You see what
No,
I'm
no,
saying, right?
no,
You ain't
no.
got no
I no,
empathy.
no, no. I said I do got empathy for kids, bro.
No, no,
And
no, 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 no.
no,
Hold on.
I did, I
I
did.
understand what you said. No, I understand what you're saying, but it's a scenario. I ain't talking about you. I literally said this. I ain't talking about you, right? But like say, bitch ass is a power, right? You see what I'm saying? Like not having no empathy is also a power, right? If
If
you
you're
ain't got
not
no,
gonna get, if
if
you're
you
not
if you
gonna
were
give no type of interesting input, bro, just leave it alone, bro. Cause
I'm
damn,
literally trying. I was trying to get there, bro. You kind of cut me off, right? But through the power of bitch ass, you see what I'm saying? You can disregard anybody and their well being, right? You see what I'm saying? So your baby your mother's baby mama is a bitch ass, right? So she don't give a fuck about nobody else. All she give a fuck is about her own well being and damn everybody else. So through that power, that gives her the ability to say, I don't give a damn what y'all got, what your brother did, because she a bitch ass. She'll sacrifice anybody and everybody because of that goddamn mental quote unquote either defect or power that she has. So it depends on how you look at it. So that there you go, bro.
I'm gonna try to. Can somebody else respond,
Well,
please?
well, well, let me throw this real quick. Shark Sim said she got his brother slain. Now I'm gonna say, based on what you're saying, because I was trying to figure out what your true question was.
It wasn't. It wasn't a question. It was. I wanted to get y'all input on that because that was another incident where I felt like, to me, a woman lying to her kids, weirdly in a way. You know.
She's
Did your
lying
brother?
about the
Hold on,
reason he
let me
died.
ask. Let me
No,
ask
she
this.
she said she
Hold
said
on,
she didn't tell him. Okay,
hold on. Let me ask this so I can understand. Did your brother die or was your brother killed?
he
That's
was
different.
killed. He was killed.
Okay, so it's more than likely she did have something to do with it.
Nah, nah, no, hell nah, bro. This,
Was he
this,
killed at
nah,
work or was he
nah.
killed in the
My
streets?
my brother, man, my brother was a street dude, so yeah, that shit happened in the street.
Okay, so
Okay.
do the kids think your brother is still alive?
No, yeah, yeah. They just, I told you, that's why I wanted to get y'all input because that was another situation. She lied to the kids because again, I guess she felt guilty. Um, for whatever I don't know because again I've been trying to talk to her and trying to understand her, but again, and she just I don't know. She just she lied to them about instead
But
of telling them that he just passed away and that he just died. She just
but
say he
so
went to
so
jail for
so
hitting her.
so the main issue is he's in prison now, based on what she presented to them. He's
Yeah,
in prison now, but for some reason she
Oh, that's
attached
dirty.
his imprisonment to doing some harm to mama.
exactly. And I thought that
And
was messed up.
that don't suggest she had something to do with him getting killed.
Nah, 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 hell nah, bro, nah, bro.
Why would
This
you put him in prison because he beat mama up?
no, no, that never happened. Cause she
No, no,
didn't
no.
want to. No, she didn't want to
Mentally,
tell.
mentally, this is what she's putting on the kids. She's
Right,
putting on the kids. He's in prison for beating mama up.
right.
Why would she do
Would
that?
she? Why
I
would
don't know.
she be?
I don't know.
No, wait, hold on, Santana. Make this simple. What Roger's asking is why would she besmirch the name of the children's father after he passed away?
All because to be honest, they had a real bad fall, and now I'm talking about real
In the
bad to the
power of
point
bitch ass,
where
all things are possible.
okay, yeah, you not add no real good input, bro. You just man, I don't even know what to say.
Look, bro, what I'm saying is this: is you could come up with this lie, and you can tell this lie in a multitude of different ways. Why did he have to beat mama up for the lie to work? He could go to prison for all kinds of stuff.
Exactly.
It's made up. He could be
This
in prison for a triple murder right now. But rather than say he in prison for triple murder, your daddy in prison because he beat mama up. Why does she
I
even need the context of harming her for him to be in
I
prison?
couldn't I couldn't really go that
She
depth and
she wants
that
those children to hate him.
okay, well, I can understand that, whatever, and that's how she feel, and you know, I don't know. It's
Can somebody
the
drop the
only
link
thing
to Shark?
I pretty much told her was because I couldn't really I couldn't really validate her feelings. But only thing I told her was that if you keep lying to them, you're gonna have to keep lying. You know, that's the only thing I pretty much could tell her. I couldn't really be I don't know, bro. I feel sympathy for them kids, man. I
And
do.
can somebody get a link to Shark? I'm gonna just throw that out there. Shark still want the link too. If somebody want to drop the link to Shark, I'd appreciate him getting up to say what he gonna
We'll
say at
get
this particular point because I think Shark made a great point by saying she got something to do with why he's dead. And my thing is this: you don't want the kids really asking about what really happened to him, so you give a story about how he beat mama up, so therefore he's in prison, so no one's gonna even care to ask.
No. Again, my brother died in a whole random shootout. It had nothing to do with her.
I
Trust
hear
me.
that, bro. But the thing is, why she tell him what she told them, and this ain't about how your brother
Again,
actually died.
let her. I'm getting that she didn't want to tell him that he died. That's what I'm getting from her.
Okay, but I'm not saying that ain't the truth because she clearly didn't say that he died, but she put him in prison for beating her.
Tell me about it.
That was totally unnecessary. He could have been in prison
Yeah,
for
she
all
sounds like
kinds
an
of
op.
reasons.
Tell me about it, bro.
You know,
she could have said he moved to Africa. You know, he left the country. He went to the military. All kind of stuff she could have said. Why would she say he went to prison for beating me up after he died?
yeah, bro. That sounds like she hates them kids. That's all I can tell you on that one. She hates them, just like I said. Women do stuff in a lot of different ways that we don't even look about the fact that she's showing she hates her children. She don't even want these kids checking for her, for checking for him. That's why she threw him under the bus.
So
You
you
know,
pretty hold on, wait, Roger. I'm not gonna disagree with you. So pretty much what you're saying is parents that don't tell their kids the truth hate their kids.
I'm not.
Yes.
I mean, you could take it that way, but
No,
I'm saying
no, ain't no how I'm
no.
taking. I'm just asking
Listen
this.
to me.
I'm
Listen
asking.
to me, brother. No, I'm telling you, there's certain things that's just undeniable that hatred is inspired. You told your children their dead father is in prison. He cannot be in contact with you because he beat mama up. So you're trying to psychologically make them children detached from that man, period.
Okay, we going back to the narrative of the show, cause I'm really trying to
What
get a better
what
understanding.
what I'm saying is, brother,
Are you really
that
saying that parents that don't tell their children the truth
brother, what I'm
about
saying
any
is
about?
no,
Okay,
no, brother. What I'm saying is when you tell somebody something that outrageous, that's clearly inspired in hatred.
okay, so you're not talking about a bunch of different situations. You just talking in certain situations that if you don't tell your kid the truth, that means you hate them.
Bro, I'm saying look at the lie. If you just try and protect somebody's feelings, there's a lot of things to be said because people are
Raj,
going
I'm
to
trying to
lie.
get a yes. Raj, I'm trying to get a yes or no. I'm trying to get a yes or no out of it.
Just no
I'm
matter
Okay,
what.
how about this? How about this? I got a better scenario. I got a
oh
better
my
scenario just
god,
like this, right?
bro, here
I
we
know. I
go.
got, I got a better
Yeah.
scenario. Come on, give me a second. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Legitimately, give me a second, right? Now, does anybody know Green Lantern? I mean, yes, anybody know the power of Green Lantern? But because he has the power of
Going in and
will,
out, bro.
right?
Going
We
Bro,
in
can
and out.
imagine.
I can't
Going in and out.
understand nothing he's saying.
The phone cut
You
out
can't
Oh,
hear
or
me?
something. It went low.
you're going in and out. We can't hear you going in and out. But
I,
I'll
I, will be
say
back. Give
this.
me a second. Give me a second.
I'll say this. I'll say this, man. Listen, when you, yes, certain things you say that's going to ruin or detriment the child's mental well-being. If you don't do that, then yes, you're displaying that you don't love your child. Absolutely.
Okay,
Just like, for example,
thank you.
just like for example, right? Having a child out of wedlock, you don't love your child, man. You're putting yourself first. Make your child not doing well in school. Then you don't love your child. You put yourself first. How are you gonna be the quote unquote most educated and then kids can't read at grade level? That's fucked up, right? Because you're a parent. You're a parent. So until that child becomes an adult, you are the stewardship over that child. And there's things that are required. Number one, that child requires a two-parent household. Number two, that child requires direction, right? Care, resources. And if you're not gonna do all that, then you don't give a shit about a kid. And if you don't give a shit about them, that means you hate them.
And,
And
and
that's
and what I'm trying to tell you, Santana, is this: people lie. I have accepted that. People gonna lie. People lie for convenience sometimes. You know, you just, your mama called you. Did y'all take the meat out? And you know what I'm saying? That I told y'all that we gonna have for dinner. Conveniently, you gonna say, yeah, we took it out, knowing good well it's in the freezer, but you got time because mama ain't gonna make it home for another 4 or 5 hours. So you still good. You lying for convenience at that particular point. When you lie to your children and say your daddy is not around because he's in prison, and the reason your dad is in prison because he beat mama up, you are doing something beyond lying for convenience. You want your children to
well,
look at
she.
that man in a particular way, and you want hatred involved in the way they see him.
Well, let's not say beat up. Let's say she said hit. He in jail for hitting her. That's what
But
she.
now she got it's
Same
got to
Same
thing.
be.
thing. Same
No, no, it's
thing.
just saying.
If
Well,
he
you can't tell. And
if he
like
going to prison, it's got you got the story gonna have to make sense for it to even be believable. So if you saying the
well, I
man's in
know
prison,
these is kids we talking about,
but they gonna think about stuff when they older too.
Yeah.
right? That's
So she gonna give them a good story.
but of course, kid, she not thinking about it like later on down the line. What can I
Yep.
tell these kids right now?
But she can
But
enhance that story later on down the
That and
road.
that's what I told her.
Well,
well,
okay, so
listen,
Okay,
what was he
can
trying
y'all
to
hear me now?
achieve? Well, yeah, but let me say it real quick. You got to think about what was she trying to achieve with them children. She's trying to get them to hate that man, period. Because you ain't got to say none of this stuff for him to be in prison. There's a lot of reasons people go to prison, so it ain't got to involve her at
bro,
all. She is specifically trying to get them to hate him.
she had somebody kill your brother, man. Real talk.
Nah, Hustle, I got this one, right?
Leave
So,
that alone. Come on, man.
wait a minute.
Go
So,
ahead, usual. Go ahead.
doing the, I don't know if anybody actually out here actually know the Green Lantern, right? With the power of will, he can create anything that he so wants to create. That's to say, as long as he can mentally think it up, right? So with that power, right, comes from that emotion, right? That has him the ability to quote unquote will something into an existence, right? With the power of hate, right? You can be able to create anything that you quote unquote want to and bring it into physical life, right? So through the power of her hatred for for those kids, she was able to create a lie good enough to quote unquote damage them kids forever, which is the power of bitch ass, right? So with that power of bitch ass, you can do a lot of great things or a lot of evil things. So that's all I was simply trying to say earlier.
Hey, flush the toilet, man. Flush the toilet. Courtesy
Hey,
Man,
flush.
that makes no fucking sense. But anyway, bro, I mean, I understand. Look, you know what? I apologize for my last statement, man. That's not my place. I apologize for that
nah,
for saying.
but you know what? I think you're right. Ever since Shark said
Well,
it, it just makes sense at the end of the day. It just
yeah, I
makes
mean,
sense.
we are. I mean, but you know what I mean. It ain't my place to say that though, so I'm going to apologize. It don't matter what I believe, but the point is, I just want to say, bro, man, it's just that it's men like you, and I mean this in just like a commentary
Information
way,
boy.
not an attacking way. I don't mean, but it's really men like you, man, that really makes it hard for men like us to put women in check because at the end of the day, women can always run back to people like you to excuse their bullshit, and that's what makes society really bad, man. So I really hope that you come here more often to change your perspective, man, because like your mentality makes society a horrible place to be in.
Oh
Respect.
man, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You welcome. You welcome, bro.
You're
Hey
welcome.
man, honesty is all.
And I'm not trying to say this in an attacking way, but I'm just saying, bro, like they're adults. They're not children. They're adults, and they got to be held accountable, just like other adults are held accountable.
And I think because black men are held accountable so much, it should be a lot easier for us to accept that other people should be held accountable too.
Exactly.
I ain't saying we shouldn't be held accountable. I always say other people should be held accountable too.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. You know, if you got me, you got me. I got to deal with what I got to deal with. You know, it is what it is. I take the bad with the good, but do it to everybody else too. Just, you know what I'm saying? Don't just hold me accountable, hold everybody else accountable too. That's all I'm saying. You know, let's be fair about it. And
Hey,
go ahead,
hey,
Santana.
into the musty nutter. Hey, you know what, bro? I'm not. You right, bro. I think that's a lot of black men, bro. I don't think we don't feel comfortable trying to voice our opinions in situations that we're not even helping in. We don't know that situation fully to be commenting on it or to even think that we gotta say in it, or at least to the certain extent of telling a kid who's they father and who's not. Like, I don't, or even to a certain extent holding these women accountable for their mistakes, bro. Look here, life probably already letting them whooping their ass right now as far as I'm concerned. So me kind of saying something about it, man. That's piling on, bro.
Well,
It's better else. I'm the type of person, bro. I'd rather come in your life and help before I start talking down on you, because I
look,
really didn't like that about certain people in my
hold,
own family. Hold
hold
on,
on
let
now.
me say this last thing. I'm sorry, because I
'Cause-
didn't like this about a lot of people in my family. They'll talk about you before they help you, and I didn't, and I despise that about them. But I'm sorry.
Yeah,
well,
but
telling
nobody.
somebody who their father is not talking down to them.
No, no,
Yeah,
And
no.
that's it.
No, I did not. I
Well,
did not say
hold on,
that. I did not say that.
hold
You
on.
just said something I
This,
didn't
this,
say.
this, this is the thing. If you know what's right, and somebody don't want to tell their child what's really going on, at some point you can't depend on me to protect your life. You have to keep your child
Roger,
away from me.
Roger, did you
I'm
hear
not
what I
I'm,
said?
I'm not talking about just what you said, brother.
Okay.
This is the thing. A woman has this lie that she created. Okay. Now that lie is attached to me because it happens to be my niece. Now I don't have to hold my sister's secret because I'm grown. My sister ain't paying me to hold her secret, so therefore I'm not required to. At some point in time, you got to make a decision on: do you bring the child around Roger where the church child might get the truth, or do you keep the child away from Roger? Now you can do that as a parent, but what you cannot do is demand me to keep secrets that I don't need to keep. And that's just how real life works. You can put that on anybody in any scenario. If you've been cheating on your woman and you know what I'm saying, do you expose that to your friend who also gets to be around your woman? Well, at some point in time, he could tell your woman, dude be cheating all the time. That's your choice because of what you allow to come together in the same room. So you got choices to make. You know, I know a man who cheated on his wife, told everybody he cheated on. Well, he admitted that he cheated on his wife when it came out. Everybody was shocked, and people was like, "Well, why didn't you tell me? Like, we've been cool for a long period of time." Couldn't tell you. You was cool with my wife. I can't put you in that situation where you and my wife's relationship got to even come into question. That is what it is. Or it's just a simple fact. If I really don't want something to get out, I don't tell nobody. It's that simple sometimes. Because you can't control what other people gonna do with information. That's just what the real thing is. You cannot control what other people are gonna do with information, and that's called treating people like adults. I don't tell y'all what I don't want y'all to know. It's that simple. You know, it is what it is. Okay, well, I guess we finna wrap this up because everybody done went 100% quiet, and we about to get 3 hour mark anyway. So
Yeah.
I hope this helped, folks. I hope this helped. Santana, I'm gonna say I appreciate you coming for throwing your thought process out there, because at the end of the day, there's gonna be people who think like some of all of us. So whatever gets represented, we gonna represent it. But I am gonna say that statement about thinking of women as children. I really believe you should rethink that statement. Just real talk. You say you're gonna stand
Mentally,
on it, but you don't
mentally,
have to. I
mentally.
know you mean mentally, but I'm just saying, even mentally, bro, if you really believe that mentally there's a child, I don't think you should touch them. I think you got to come to some kind of balance where, it's okay to touch this woman, but it's not necessarily okay to touch that woman. Okay. Can somebody drop the link for Truth Teller 2? Look, y'all, we was having problems with the link. I dropped the link and it's not popping up. I tried to share it on the screen. Is there anybody who got that link that can pop it so people can join us backstage after the show? Okay.
Well, we don't know that nigga, Roger.
Well, the Truth Teller's trying to get up here. Yo, Shark couldn't get up here.
Truth Teller always coming up here starting mess. We already got usual business up here, bitch ass nigga and everybody. We don't need that. We don't need no problem.
And I do want to remind people we're gonna keep the cursing to a minimum. Let's keep that cursing to a minimum because
You only gotta you only gotta remind one person about that.
Yeah, I want good Christian people to be able to listen to the show because even some of my relatives who are good Christian people, it's nice to know that they would even listen to my show. Real talk, it's nice to know they do that because your own people don't necessarily dig what you got because they already feel close to you. So you know.
You know what,
And real quick
Roger,
before.
you just come on at a time. They ain't got nothing else to do. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, somebody text me the link. I don't know. Whoever get it, man. That text me. I got my.
I tried to drop it. I tried to drop it in the chat, Roger, but it wouldn't let me. It just blocked it out.
Yeah, and y'all, that's what's happened to me. When I dropped the chat, I mean, I know what it's supposed to look like when I put it in there, and I put it in there, then all of a sudden it changed. So that's telling me whatever's being done is definitely being done deliberately because it looked right for about 1 sec, and then it immediately changed. Well, not even a whole second because I just did it again. It looked right for maybe a third of a second, and then it changes. So, you know, I can't help you in this case. I'm gonna put the I had a what's name up at first with the link, and I'm gonna throw that up. You're gonna have to get it off that the banner. I'm gonna throw a banner with it up in there. And hopefully y'all can read the banner, and then y'all can make it backstage. Okay, what did I do with it? Real quick before I go off air. And appreciate
Roger,
everybody for coming through.
Oh, that
I'll
no
place in the back for
placeholder?
you, Roger. I'll place in the back for you, Roger. Just in case you want to put it back in the chat.
No, I've been putting it in the chat, but they keep taking it away.
Yeah, I tried putting the chat too, but I'm not a
Yeah.
moderator. So if I don't have the blue icon, I can't put links in the chat.
Well,
They won't allow you to put links in the chat unless you're
You
a
know
moderator.
what? Nah, you know what? You've been rocking me for a good long time, and I've been meaning to give a couple more of
No,
those
no, no.
out.
Save it, Roger. No, save it, please. I'm only here for
Roger,
basically.
He said he want a
don't
ceremony.
trust these
He
new
said he want a
niggas.
ceremony.
No, I mean I'm gonna save a moderator for somebody else. I'm saying that's worthy of it.
He want to
Hey,
get back. He want to. Yeah.
Roger,
Okay.
Roger, don't trust these new niggas, man. I'm telling you, bro.
All right.
By the way, Roger, I've been here longer than GBR, so I don't know what he's talking about. By the way, just to let you know.
Yeah, I'm just saying he about to get himself blocked because I was talking about giving him one, and you might say something against it. You know what I'm saying?
Don't trust
And you,
these new niggas.
and you definitely got seniority. I got to say that you definitely got seniority. So niggas, be careful. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Usual Business. He just dropped the link. He just dropped the link, y'all. And I'm gonna close the show out. It's been a great show. I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day. If you're somehow unsubscribed to me, don't do that because we throw out the fire every morning. And we do it 9 a.m. Chicago time. Not where you happen to live unless you happen to live in Chicago. And it's Chicago time. It ain't Joliet time. It ain't Mundelein time. It ain't Harvey time. It ain't Robbins time. It's Chicago time, y'all. Come through. I'll see y'all next time around. Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna let him get a statement in before we go. If you want to get a statement in, Shark finally be able to get up here. Shark, is there anything you want to say before I close it out?
Nah, I'm waiting for the round table.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Oh Lord, have
No,
mercy.
hell no.
Haven't you
No.
said enough? No, that's a joke. That's a joke.
Now you
Go
know
ahead.
I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it.
No, go ahead. I was just joking, bro. I was just joking. Go ahead.
Well, in response to usual business, since we was talking about R. Kelly yesterday,
now
don't bring
Here you go. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Yeah, say F off air. All right, let me wrap this up, y'all. It's been a great
He's
show.
Roger. He's right. He out.
Hey man,
Y'all wrong,
that's
man.
exactly
You
what
know
I
we
was
not.
gonna
Nah,
say.
you
So we
was
Oh,
gonna
about to
close
do
this
something
out.
hey,
wrong.
Y'all have a
hey,
You was
great
about to do
evening,
something else
y'all. Y'all
wrong.
have a great rest of your day. Long live habitual line steppers. Gotta get that in there too. Okay.